All right, so I'm gonna fold while I talk about this. It's very healthy, you know. One thing that you need to understand that it bothers any demonic entity or energy is that the fact that you're disciplined, okay? That you're organized, that you make sure that even if there stuff going on in your apartment to keep you, apartment, house, whatever it is, that they're trying to keep you down, they're trying to slow you down. And this can not only happen at home, this can happen at work as well. Be aware that when you're getting spiritually attacked in every possible way, it's going to happen in every form and every way. Okay, you're gonna have people who, if they feel some type of jealousy or envy or any type of like little tiny like this, the spell work and stuff that they're doing against you is going to affect those people. It's going to make them mad about you about something, attack you in a certain way, or make lies about you, or create this like, you know, campaign to everyone speaking ill about you, or trying to jeopardize you at work, or trying to sabotage you at work as well. So that you need to be aware as well, okay? For a lot of you, if you have a good relationship at work and stuff like that, and you don't have any of the stuff, it can happen to another person. Could be someone who is attached to you. Like you could be just witnessing what they're going through, and that also is a form for you to either it's a test, right? Either you stand up for that person, or you see the common grounds. For a lot of you, you are very good like communicator, but not just a mediator, right? So a lot of you, you're able to see, right? But a lot of you, you tend to see the good side. The good side that trying to be oppressed and silent, and you tend to see also the dark magic and the witchcraft that's been done either in the group, either to that person. You see the enemy attacks before they even come as well. You warn people about it before as well. I have warned a lot of you, if you pay attention to my readings, about this situation. So not only I warn you, but I warn myself as well. This is why when I learn from readings that I do as well, and also learn from other people. In the description below, you're going to have some confirmation about this video. God will always give you confirmation. God, Allah, Gaia, Spirit, our universe, because I know a lot of you identify yourself with Spirit, the Most High, which is omnipresent. He can be everywhere at once. He is here right now and he'll give you signs as you're watching this. He always does. 222. He's been asking me to do this as the humblest way I can possibly get. But also, this is also me trying to do what he asked me to do, that is trying to be not shown to you. It's very difficult. Like, it's not as, I know that like some people like, oh, you make it seem easy. You make it seem like a normal thing. No, like this took 3 days, a whole week of just maintaining, clean, right? Or maintaining, putting everything in bags and stuff like that, and trying to do what we can so that you don't get bitten, right, at night. And then they wait like a whole week. And then before that week, I noticed that someone got into my house without my consent. We have cameras here in my house, so I'm gonna look at that. But there's someone who stole my money jar. I had a money jar here, and it's gone. So that was during that time as well. So that's why I'm like, what is going on here, right? So now we're changing locks, we're changing all those things. But during this time, Friday, where the fumigation happened, my house felt like ashes, like if something was burned out, but everything that stays is what remains good. But then everything else is just, it feels like shitted, or I had to like throw it out, or but it felt like ashes after the fumigation. It was very intense, especially, they targeted the bed. So now that's one of the things that I wanted to tell you guys, sort of show you how I was able to fight these demons, right? Because it is a demonic attack. It is. He keeps confirming that it was supposed to be, right? And when I feel this, like I see Father God allows this to happen, is a lesson that I need to go through, but also share with a lot of you, because this is something that I was supposed to share when it happened that time, but I was too embarrassed I don't know, and there was a lot going on with Gaza more important, and it still is. That's why I don't want you guys to focus, oh, but that happened to you. No, focus on Gaza, the families and stuff like that. This is just for those who are dealing with stuff like that. It's just to teach you, to show you that not to give up, not to feel hopeless, not to, because that's the point. That's the ritual, okay? And they harness it. The dark, let's talk about the dark and magic energy that comes from colonizers, white supremacists, oppressors. This is how they steal too. They're not just stealing through land and stealing resources, culture, trying to be like you, right? Destiny swapping, right? We catch that all the time, right? Energy doesn't lie. It doesn't. And I always thought it was like a someone doing that, but no, the destiny swap is huge. This is why the energy is felt. It's huge. It's like they're trying to take thousands and thousands of people's life, their wealth, it's like they're aware, like this is heavy surveillance, like this is surveillance, like this is looking through your birth certificate, like they have, like I'm seeing people getting paid to do this, like he's showing me, Spirit showing me this rock of people like just searching birth dates, like the daytime and the day and looking. And then these people are focused, they're paid to see your birth charts, to see if you're going to be wealthy, successful, and or you're supposed to be someone who changed the status quo and stuff. A lot of you, this is why Father God has hidden your birth date or has given you a different birth, like has done something to fuck them over that you can pass through. So that energy, he showed you through the Summit Filter how they were focused so much on them that they dismiss. They didn't block certain energy. So this is why some Palestinians hungry and starving and finding ways to find food for their families, Father God provided them fish. Okay, I have it it's in my pin. You can see that video if I'm not able to put it here. They had fish. God, and that is in the Bible as well. We have a story where God gave fish, right, to those who were, right? We know that scripture. Those who are in the Zionist Christians, right? You talk about that scripture, but now when it's exposed in your fucking face, because you're definitely on the wrong side of fucking history if you're still supporting fucking Israel and these fucking demons, right? God literally showing you in your face, a lot of you. But anyway, these people they're lost. Anyways, the point is also, like, that was one, okay? So that's what he's saying, showing me that was just an example to show you how he will use his people, the real revolutionary fighters of this day, which is the activists, all about everybody who pro Palestine for humanity and against genocide. These are the people. A lot of you don't understand this. This is why now, like a lot of you, oh, Jesus coming back. Yeah, he is. He's through all these people. He's scattered everywhere. Everywhere. His energy is everywhere. Now, those who are supporting genocide and funding it and doing dark magic and witchcraft ritual, genocidal, satanic rituals, right? Because they need genocide to sustain capitalism. They need white supremacy. They need racism to sustain capitalism. All of that fear and all of that psychological thing that happens to the people of color, the people who are. And that too, like a lot of us like, yeah, but some people of color betray their own kind. Yeah, I see it. Palestinians they betray their own. Yeah, I've seen it, but it's not like all of them. And this is like the most disgusting cockroaches, leeches, which most people are at this point when they are programmed and conditioned to believe that the resistance is the enemy, that they are the terrorists, that the victims, the people going through genocide are terrorists. And this is why that justify them ethnic cleansing them. That's justify that. This is why the Summit Flotilla, Global Summit Flotilla is there. This is why the work that they're doing, this is our government and people in power who have the power to stop this. They're not doing it. This is why we say power to the people, not to the people who are, they are funding this. They are making money out of this, out of ethnic cleansing, genocide, suffering of other people. This is Palestine. Palestine is their land. This is not, no. Israel should not exist. We know this. Knowing this, the truth breaks any propaganda of any spells. This is why they do what they're doing. And this is why we're telling you to speak up, because the intuition and truth and clarity not only liberates you, it liberates other people in here. The fight is here. Never forget that. It has never to do with the outside. It's here and internal. I hope that makes sense.
Let's talk about how the white church in America worships death instead of Jesus by sacrificing black and brown bodies on the altar of law and order. Hi, I'm Colton. I grew up a Pentecostal pastor's kid, went to school to get degrees in historical Christian theology. And when I say they worship death, what I mean is they've submitted themselves to the policies of mass incarceration, police violence, and state power as if they were the will of God. There's an American writer, attorney, and civil rights activist named Michelle Alexander who wrote an incredible book called The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness. And in this book, she shows that how after the victories of the civil rights movement, that America didn't end the racial state. Instead, it just reinvented it. She shows how politicians, especially Nixon and Reagan, needed a way to roll back black freedom without sounding openly racist. That's where the law and order rhetoric came in. Crime became the new code word for race. And the machinery that enforced this was the war on drugs. Alexander shows how it gave police the opportunity and license to sweep through entire neighborhoods, stopping, frisking, and arresting people, and essentially funneling black men into cages for nonviolent drug offenses at wildly disproportionate rates to white people, even though drug use is about the same across races. So what essentially happened is that segregation gave way to incarceration. Instead of seeing signs that say whites only, we got a criminal justice system that locks up black people at rates so high, it resegregated entire communities. America actually found another way to exile black men from society by calling them criminals. Alexander calls this the new Jim Crow, not just because prisons exploded in size, but because once you're branded a felon, you lose all the same rights that black people lost under Jim Crow. You can't vote. You can't serve on juries. You're shut out from housing, education, and jobs. One conviction, even for something minor, marks you for life. Today, more black men are under correctional control than were enslaved in 1850. See, this isn't a broken system, it's a system working exactly as it was designed. So now let's talk about where the white church fits into all of this, because they gave this system its blessing. Instead of challenging the injustice, it preached obedience. You hear Romans 13 ripped out of context in churches across America and turned into a divine endorsement of police and prisons. These churches have found a way to make law and order sound like the gospel. They've replaced visiting prisoners with back the blue Sundays. There's an American theologian named Kimberly Brown Douglas, whose accolades and positions of prestige are too many to name, but she's currently an assistant visiting professor at Harvard Divinity School. In her incredible book, Stand Your Ground, Black Bodies and the Justice of God, she shows how white American Christianity blessed this system by sanctifying the protection of property and the policing of black bodies as godly. Her book is a phenomenal exposition of how the ideas of law and order didn't just have political cover, but they had theological cover. But this worship of and willingness to sacrifice black and brown bodies to the power of law and order doesn't just stop with black men being incarcerated. Right now, we're seeing ICE raids ramped up, sometimes with National Guard troops in tow, storming workplaces and neighborhoods with militarized force. We're seeing brown bodies being policed for the crime of simply existing, while troops are deployed to cities, soon to be potentially like here in Chicago and in New York, all in the name of law and order, like we've already seen in Washington, D.C. And the same idolatry Douglas traced is alive today, dressed up in new uniforms with military force. She shows us how the white church confused Caesar's peace for Christ's peace, and confused the order of prisons for the order of the kingdom. And that's why I say the white church worships death, because when you bless a system that cages millions and strips them of hope, you're not following the crucified and risen Jesus. You're serving the powers that crucified him. But the gospel of Jesus is not the gospel of law and order. The gospel is supposed to be good news to the captives. Jesus said that the Spirit of the Lord has anointed me to proclaim release to the prisoners, to set the oppressed free. The gospel of Christ is not handcuffs, it's exodus. It's not 3 strikes, it's jubilee. And if the church wants to worship Jesus again, it has to confess its complicity and to stand with those behind the bars and to stop dressing up death as righteousness. And so the prophetic message calling out to the white church today is that if your gospel looks more like mass incarceration than mass liberation, more like a police badge than a cross, then it isn't Christianity, it's idolatry, and it's time to tear that idol down.
Okay, now what I've just explained so far is what dark magic, how they use it. They use genocide, military, oppression, slavery, all the toxic, disgusting, low vibration energy that you can think of to oppress people, to keep people stuck, to keep them helpless, to keep them thinking that they're not good enough, to keep them insecure, to keep them powerless, to keep them thinking that, oh, if we do this, look, we're putting someone as an example that this is what we're going to do if you try to retaliate. That is a humiliation. That's sabotaging, right? That is humiliation rituals, right? But me telling you and exposing it, and also the victims exposing their abusers, because we're supposed to do that. If we want justice, you have to expose the abuser, right? The evidence, the facts, talk about it nonstop until it's done, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're asking a lot of you to do, because it matters. This is why they're trying to suppress and do all the things that they're doing, monitoring and checking other people, right? Right. A lot of you have people, they hate that you're happy while you're going through the struggles that they're creating for you. They hate that you find balance, that you find your way, that you always come on top, that you use their hate, their attack, their black magic, your witchcraft as a stepping stool to where you're going next. You need to be aware of that. A lot of you, they say this like, oh, if you didn't have any haters, that means you're not going anywhere. I don't really believe that. You don't need to necessarily have haters, but it's just you will always have that until these people learn their lessons. So a lot of you are the catalyst and you are the exposure of those people who need to do the work that they need to do, that Father God will use you to, it's not fair, obviously, and it's not just that these people attack you or wish death on you or wish that things happen to you. Like a lot of you felt that. You will feel it also when you talk about, for a lot of you, some of you feel disgusted, even like sometimes your therapist, like they're kind of happy that you go through stuff that you go through, and you're like, that's a weird feeling that I shouldn't be feeling. Trust that intuition. That is your intuition. A lot of you, like, you press it, you're like, no, that's not true. That's my imagination. Like, they don't feel that way, and you keep feeling it all the time, and you can't explain it. That's God talking to you. That's why he's telling you, stop talking to this person. Find another therapist. Find someone else. And not just with therapy. Anyone. There's people secretly happy that you're going through stuff. That you're going through infestation. That you're going through all kinds of weird shit that is happening. Unjust. Like, really not right. And they know it's unjust. They know. And for some of you, they could help you. They could, Others of you, just listening, that's help too, For a lot of us, we need to like speak up about a lot of things, right? And it's helpful. For a lot of you, this is my form of not only exposing evidence and my form of like therapy, because for a lot of us, we can't really afford it, but like speaking it to existence, writing it down and talking about it and confirming it to your own intuition, but now to another, you open the door. This is why social media and all these platforms, yes, they are portals, just like you, because it's your creation, right? It wouldn't exist, these applications, without your energy, right? Let's make it clear. And a lot of you, it's like you have like memory like you actually did it for a white guy, right? Disney situation with this Jimmy Fallon, whatever his name is, whatever. That was exposed for a reason. You literally like lost Disney $4 billion just for a white guy, right? And yeah, they really got scared and brought him back. The power of the people. But I just wish that everyone decides to stop anything and everything and strike and do everything you can for Gaza right now, for Palestine, and watch your power take effect. When they sanction Israel, they kick everybody back to the fucking Europe, they give back their land. Like a lot of you, this Trump plan. And I see the resistance. Like I see them like making some type of way. And no, they should not be disarmed. Like literally Trump told them to stop bombing and they're still bombing to this day. Yeah, we need to disarm the resistance as combating satanic fucking demons, right? By the way, just saying, the resistance haven't been defeated yet and they're still winning. Yeah, this is why they want to disarm Hezbollah and they want to disarm it because they are divine. Destiny swapping is part of that. They are trying to be like the resistance. Yeah. Let that sink in now. This is what ego death is. This is why you wake up. And this is why they cannot. Because they want to be like the resistance. Yeah. That's the point. They cannot believe that people with nothing, no support, no money, no technology, no intents, because it's not a war. It's not. This is genocide. This is not a war. They are attacking, murdering, wiping out from the registry human beings because they're jealous and envious of them because they want to have what they have. And it's not just their lands, their culture, their beauty, this is their energy, their humbleness. They're trying to take it from them. They want to be like them. That's what Israelis, that's what they're doing. That's their military foundation. That's what Zionism is. It's taking Palestinians out of here to become them. To take their land, their culture. This is why they're trying to dress like them. Why do you think the mocking of Palestinians going through suffering and genocide is like entertainment for them? Why do you think that? Because that's how they do it. Dark magic, oppression, and colonization, you need to humiliate the population first. You have to dehumanize them. You have to demonize them. That's how it starts. It's not just in the physical. This is very spiritual. These demon satanic motherfuckers, they know this. They just wish that you don't know this. They wish that you don't know their tactics. They wish that they don't know how to spiritually protect yourself, how to spiritually see this, have discernment, trust your intuition when it comes from the Most High. I've been through so much fucking shit to get to here, to this message. So please, as a gesture and the only way, the free way that you can support me and this continue this work is by liking the video, comment something, and if you're something fucking rude, I'm gonna block you and fucking yeah. And I want all of you in my description. My ancestors and my archangels, they don't fucking joke. So you attack or go through me or anyone who is related to me or any of my resistant fighters of any of my pro-Palestine and pro-humanity community, you will meet your maker. I am karma. I'm not saying just to say it. And I am karma. And so is everybody else who's connected to me. Anywhere they touch, anywhere they are, there's consequences that's going to happen. And I'm so happy that my activists are able to get out of those prisons, that they're safe. I'm so fucking pissed off and enraged that they have to go through some fucked up humiliation shit so that their little fucking ritual works, which it didn't. It backfired. Obviously. And now we have more boats coming and we're going to continue going. But this is also an exposure to remember the prisoners there in prison in Israel too. They are also experiencing genocide too. It's just hidden. It's just quiet. This is also to make awareness for them too. We have genocide in West Bank and we have ethnic cleansing in Gaza. We have the prisons, the Israeli prisons, they are fucking fucked up. They have 400 and something children. The activists confirmed it when they went to the prisons. This is why a lot of you, I know it's fucked up. I know it sucks. A lot of you, you are made for this. You're warriors, okay? And you know this should not exist. The global civil, it should not. These are governments and people that should be doing this, not regular civilians, humanitarian. But you're designed for this. You're made for this. Nobody can survive what you went through. Only you. And you're supposed to expose. You are the truth revolutionary fighters of this day. This is why you're doing this. You're being called to do this. Continue following that calling. It's much bigger than all of us. This is why those who are on the right side of history and God understand this on a deeper level. This is not about us. It's about the freedom of everyone. Everyone. Ooh, okay. Also, I pray that this is helping someone, that you're not alone, that this is literally for a lot of you, if you're experiencing all these things happening in your foundation, your finances, your work, or situations like that, don't think, for a lot of you, if you haven't done nothing to anybody, you're not talking bad about anybody, you're minding your own business, you're exposing the truth, you're sharing content, you're constantly boycotting, you are in that frequency. I'm speaking to people who are in that high frequency, but you think that you are the low. That's the point. You feel like you have bricks on top of you, but you don't understand why people are looking you that way, why they're trying to humiliate you, why they're trying to degrade you, for a lot of you to make you look like I knew it. Like I felt that too when I spoke with people. They couldn't help themselves. That's why it just doesn't affect me whatsoever. I just know who I need to deal with and who I don't. And that's why I felt people, like some of them will feel like dirty. Like they will feel like, oh, like as if I'm dirty, right? Like, oh, she probably doesn't clean her house. Like that's all their unconscious thoughts, right? And those are the thoughts that when it resurface, yes, it hurts me. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm a mirror. And then it hurts to feel that because they're not saying it. They're not vocally saying it. So it means like, that's not on my business, right? But as an empath, I'm able to see, I'm like, okay, I see that you think that way about me, which is not. My job is to not only have self-control, but also understand and vocalize. I'm like, okay, no, in my mind, I have to fight this as well, right? So this is why I'm able to understand. For a lot of you, like, oh, they will never find out what we say, what we think, or none of that, right? Yeah, watch out for that, because some people do have that power, okay? And we use it for good, not for the wrong reasons. That's why other people do have gifts and they turn rogue and then do fucked up shit, and they think they're not gonna get caught, or they're gonna get away with it. They're not, okay? Anyways, that's why I don't mess with any of that stuff, but I'm aware of it. I know of it. I've experienced it, still experiencing it, right? And going through the emotions and trying to continue going, Okay, the first message also was that you are the light at the end of my tunnel. So my tunnel or their tunnel, okay? So a lot of you are, like, there's so much darkness. Like, in K-pop, how the girls, when they're singing, all these demons come at once, and they have, like, the sword. And the sword is the truth, okay? The sword is your truth, it's your light, your empathy, your compassion, standing up for others, donating even when you don't have much, but you're donating to families in Gaza and other people, and you're helping your community, you're doing volunteer work. Yeah, non-paid work, yes. For now, because you know that in the future, whatever you're doing now, once the system change, which it will, you're gonna matter. Your work, the stuff that you're doing for free right now, is going to matter in the new system. Walk with me. I need to sort things out first before I can come to you. So a lot of you, that's your confirmation that a lot of you need to sort things out before you go to your next level. Either this partner that you were supposed to be with, that you're supposed to work on and stuff like that. A lot of you, the dark magic and witchcraft they're doing for a lot of you is your partnerships. They're scared that a lot of you can't marry, especially the ones that don't want you to be colluded with other races. That one. They're racist, motherfucking white supremacists, which a lot of you're dealing with the same oppressor, the same warlock, the same witch, okay? And witch, this is why I'm like, oh, witch is like, no, this is a really negative motherfucking siphoning Jezebel witch. Okay, a lot of you could be dealing with multiple ones. This is why a lot of you are like, you cannot believe that you survive certain energies, that you survive the worst demonic attack and satanic, which basically is surviving fucking Israeli prisons. Most of those people are innocent. Nobody's talking about that. The Uyghur in China? No, nobody talks about that. No. What's going on in Sudan? The women? That's the ritual. All of that. Raping, all of that is rituals. They harness those things. This machine, death machine, the system, capitalism, needs to constantly have this to survive. So it needs us, our energy, our feeling oppressed, or not feeling liberated when we should fight for our rights and human rights and a lot of shit that is unjust. When you don't do those things, you benefit the system. You collude and you, you support your own oppression? Yeah, it is. When you don't speak up, not only for yourself, but for other people. If you're good and everything is good for you, which is great, that means you have a lot of privilege. And I hope you're using that privilege to help others, okay? Because a lot of you, your privilege will never run dry. No. Yeah. But a lot of you go through stuff, even though you're privileged, but you go through stuff, but not as bad as other people who are oppressed go through. Let's just keep it for real, okay? A lot of you, I'm not inducing or saying that you should endure harm and stuff like that. I'm not saying that, but for a lot of us, when we're in the resistance, what do you mean? We will do anything for another person. We even go to hell, fucking demonic energy, a fucking prison, okay, torture, and all kinds of stuff, so that we can continue exposing the abusers. We will handle it, because a lot of us are like, yeah, we can handle it. A lot of you spiritually, you can handle it. This was why they attack you spiritually. A lot of you can handle it in the physical. That's why we're telling you, stop staying in negative karmic energy that you outlive. You outgrown that shit. Break that motherfucking shit. I don't give a fuck. A lot of you, I don't do separation and divorce. Fuck, what? If you're dealing with a really crazy abusive person, okay, any type of way, physical, mental, psychological, and stuff like that, a lot of you, it's like you're separated, but this energy keeps colluding and doing stuff in the background because they're sadists. They enjoy seeing you suffer and torture and depending on them. A lot of you, if you have children with these people, you need to be aware of that. Be aware of your enemy, right? This is someone who also could be doing stuff to slow you down. They don't want you to be successful in anything that you're doing, especially if you're succeeding, especially if you're victorious, especially if you have accomplished, you manifesting in a collective liberation level. Because it's going to happen. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is why you need to understand that we need everyone on deck. Everyone. And this is why I'm sharing experience, being vulnerable with you. Thank you for liking, sharing, comment, and spreading the energy, because I know it's gonna be completely suppressed, because this is how they do it. They're afraid of you guys understanding how it works, and then you prepare yourself. You get ready, you get shielded up, right? One of the best shielding up when you're going through dark magic, witchcraft, or spiritual warfare or something like that, okay? You have to pray. I don't know how you do it. I know for a lot of atheists, you don't really, okay, that's fine. God loves atheists. He loves it because they're like completely outside of the fucking system, outside of the status quo. And he can always their intuition is always clear with them, even though they don't believe, right? But they think it's their intuition or it's their own instinct or something like that. But it's always God, which is really cool. But also there's the really spiritual energy, people who study multiple religions, and they're not just one. So that's why you're very spiritual, right? You're very sovereign. You can't be fucking fuck with or shit with, or they can't manipulate you. You see right through the lies and bullshit. You're like a Jasper in a real life form, basically. You see all the lies, but you're the truth. You're sovereign. You know the truth. You're exposed to truth and clarity and justice. But also in your own daily life, you also maintain that as well, because you know that you need balance in order to create balance, right? So this is why you need to be aware of the light and the dark. This is why I wanted to make it more clear in a light magic energy, right? But I've so far been exposing the dark magic energy and how they have genocide, destiny swapping of Palestine, right? Israel is they're trying to destiny swap to be Palestine. USA empires, right? They genocide people, indigenous, black people and stuff like that, stealing their wealth and stuff like that. White supremacy is a destiny swapping. These are skill extremists of destiny swapping. They have trying to change the culture. They have trying to demonize your culture, your spiritual practices, your ceremonies for indigenous people. They have literally put Thanksgiving as a celebration of their genocide, but this is a form of ritual that they have created a long time ago to continue to harness and steal from people of color, from indigenous people. And every time you expose this, that's Thanksgiving, that you don't celebrate that, you break the cycle. You break the generational curse. You get it now?
My name is Nikita Stapleton, and I'm from the island of Newfoundland in so-called Canada. I'm a science teacher, community volunteer, and an organizer. I'm currently on board the Conscience, sailing towards Gaza with the Freedom Flotilla Coalition as we attempt to break the illegal siege. I'm supposed to make a video about why I chose to join the flotilla, and I've tried repeatedly but struggle. I was asked what moment or thing that I saw moved me to join, but it feels like an absurd question when every single day for 2 years and for decades before that, there have been hundreds of new reasons. I thought to explain that as an educator, it was seeing schools in Gaza systematically destroyed in an overt attack, not just on Palestinian lives, but on their futures. I thought to explain that as someone who spent many years in search and rescue, it was seeing Gaza's first responders run into collapsing buildings, risking their own lives to save others. As an aunt, it was seeing 5-year-old Hind Rajab shot 355 times, and seeing that the latest UN report has an entire section dedicated to the targeted killing of children. As an environmentalist, it was seeing olive trees burned. As a woman and feminist, it was seeing false claims of mass rape used to justify genocide. As a queer person, it was seeing the IOF wave a rainbow flag over rubble that buries queer Palestinians. As a Newfoundlander, it was seeing Gazans shot at as they attempt to fish during a manufactured famine. Every one of these things and thousands more have moved me towards grief and rage and action. But none of those would really explain why I'm here. The reason I felt it necessary to leave home and put my white body and Canadian passport on a boat in the Mediterranean is because for way too many people, none of those things happening to Palestinians is enough. A Palestinian friend of mine once spoke at a vigil about how Palestinians have to film their most desperate moments, take photos of their murdered loved ones, because they're forced to audition for the sympathy of the world. Yet no photo, video, news story, statistic, or plea from a humanitarian organization has been enough. We have a desperate lack of empathy in our world, and a lot of people who look like me have a difficult time seeing themselves in people who don't. A lot of Canadians are also unaware of the depth of our own country's complicity. Not only does Canada neglect its obligation under international law to prevent genocide, they are actively enabling it by way of arms transfer and diplomatic cover. And so as a Canadian citizen, I'm here on this boat sailing towards Gaza, calling on you at home to do more. Start by contacting your MP, but don't stop there. Aid is not enough while bombs continue to fall. We need an arms embargo, we need sanctions, we need collective action, we need dock workers to refuse Israeli shipments, postal workers to refuse Israeli mail, and grocery stores to refuse to stock Israeli products. We need institutions to divest for complicit entities. We need to cut all ties with genocidal state and demand accountability. We need to practice radical empathy, to realize our collective power, and demand in every single space, in every way that we can, an end to the siege, an end to the occupation, and an end to the genocide. Free Palestine.
October 7th. October 7th. Let's talk about October 7th. October 7th, 1917. Palestine looked like this. Then one day, evil British colonizers signed the Balfour Declaration, which was a statement given on behalf of the British government to which they deemed Palestine as the new national home for the Jewish people. And it is at this point where all October 7ths for the Palestinian people would never be the same. 30 October 7ths had passed, with each year more and more Jewish supremacist Zionists infiltrating Palestine as they stole more and more land with the help of the British. Which brings us to 1946, where the British fled from the mess that they created, to which the following year, the United Nations felt the need to step in and everything up even more. through their partition plan of 1947, which robbed the Palestinians of more land in order to establish a fake state called Israel. Yet another October 7th that the Palestinians continued to be brutally colonized. And here we are, 1948, the year we know all too well, the year of the Nakba, where over 750,000 Palestinians were displaced, with daily massacres and rapes, all well documented by the very people that did the massacring and raping, the filthy Zionist scum. October 7th, 1948, the worst October 7th the Palestinians had experienced at the time. Where by the next October 7th, 1949, Israel had stolen 78% of the Palestinian land and created the man-made open-air prison that is the West Bank and the open-air concentration camp that is Gaza, as checkpoints and separation walls continued to expand along with the homes being stolen by brute force. Fast forward 19 more October 7ths to 1967, where Israel had taken over 100% of the Palestinian land through the Six-Day War called the Nakba, where Israel launched a preemptive strike against neighboring Arab countries and ultimately captured the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, bringing all of historic Palestine under Israeli control. It is at this point the good old UN stepped in again to try to save face for all the damage they have done to the Palestinian people, and were able to get the Zionists to retreat from Gaza and the West Bank, only for the Zionist entity to continue to occupy both Gaza and the West Bank from there on out. Fast forward another 57 October 7ths to get us to the one that changed the game. October 7th, 2023, the year the resistance resisted their brutal occupier of close to 8 decades, an act of resistance that the UN Charter itself does not condemn, as the Palestinian people have every right to resistance, violent or non-violent, against a racist, brutal apartheid system that occupies them, ethnically cleanses them, genocides them, and holocausts them. October 7th, 2023 will forever be a day that lives in infamy as the day the world stood still, opened its eyes, and flipped upside down to expose not only the evil that is Israel, but the interconnectedness to all evil around the world that all seem to have direct ties to the evil that is Israel. It is this reason that October 7th, 2023 is now called World Awakening Day, the day that we all started becoming Palestinian. And here we are, 2 years later, 2 more October 7th later, where the entire world has now had a front row seat to the eradication of my people on live stream, while the majority of Israelis and Zionists all over the world openly cheer for an active Holocaust in front of your faces, with the Israeli government officials and the majority of the people they represent openly stating that they want this to happen again. Total control with the eradication and expulsion of all Palestinians from their own land. Palestinians have lived through 109 October 7ths, where each year their homes, lives, rights, basic dignity, sovereignty, and freedom were taken away from them. 109 October 7ths. But the next October 7th, and the next one, and the next one will be different. The world has officially changed, with all decent human beings on the entire planet on the side of the Palestinians and their right to fight for their freedom, where people from every corner of the world are fighting for our freedom with us. So while they try to claim October 7th as their own, we all know October 7th is ours. October 8th is ours. October 9th is ours. And every October, every year, every month, every day, every minute, every second from here on out is ours. Because now we are turning back the clock, turning back time to a time where we all will rightfully return to one state that is truly free from the river to the sea. And that one state is called Palestine.
I want to talk about my first exposure to that blue and white country in the Middle East that's bombing children right now. My first exposure, before I knew anything about the history of that country and the history of that conflict, the history of that region, was a video on Reddit, I want to say about 8 years ago, and it was a video of 2 IDF soldiers. You could see that one of them was holding a phone camera up to a scope so that you could see in the distance, and what you could see is a barbed wire fence, and there were some children on the other side of it playing soccer. Now the translation was in English, but you can hear that they're speaking Hebrew. And they're saying to one another, hey, I wonder if you can hit him in the head. See if you can hit him in the head from here. And I literally, shit you not, he says, okay, let me see if I can do it. There's a pause in the video, and then you hear a shot ring out. A second or so passes, and then the child that you see at the other end of the scope drops. And these 2 psychos start cheering. They start high-fiving one another. They start saying, you can see the audio where it says, hey, good job. Good job, dude. You hit him. I can't believe you got him in the head. That was my first exposure to this whole conflict in the Middle East is two grown men cheering about hitting an unarmed child in the head with a sniper round. So to all the people who argue with me and say like, oh, you don't know the details, oh, they're just defending themselves. No, they're not. No, they're not. That child was unarmed, playing soccer behind a barbed wire fence. And that soldier put a round in his head. You want to talk about who the bad guys are? They're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. Anyone who takes a shot at an unarmed child is the enemy. They are the bad guys. I do not want to hear about them being the most moral army when this was my first exposure to what they do to these people.
מימוני, בוא לפה, בוא לפה, בוא לפה, בוא לפה. איך הוא מתכופף תמיד בדיוק שנוקטו? לא ברוד, אני על הכחול אני. וואי, זה סרטון! יש! בן של זונה. איזה סרטון, הנה, תרוצו לפנות אותו. בטח שצילמתי את זה. פגעו לי מישהו בראש. איזה סרטון אגדה. מה לא ראיתי את זה, אחי? אף באוויר עם הרגל כזה. הוא גירד את הרגל והוא הוריד את הרגל ופגע לו ברגל השנייה. תחו יא בני זונות.
Al-Aqsa flood was an uprising. On October 7th, 2023, the Palestinian people in Gaza rose up against a genocidal oppressor, flying over and breaking through an apartheid wall to take Israeli captives for the purpose of a hostage exchange. At the time, there were about 5,250 Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli prisons, 1,320 of which were without trial, all of which were tried in a separate system of kangaroo courts. Of that total, 170 were children, about half of them held without trial. Netanyahu, Israel's longest-serving prime minister, had been itching for an opportunity to declare war to bolster his chances of political survival amid his corruption trial. He'd already been gutting the judicial branch to consolidate power when word of increasing training activity along the Gaza wall reached the Israeli government. Knowledge of the attack had been obtained at least 1 year prior, but eager to capitalize on a crisis, the security threat level was not raised, leaving the IOF completely unprepared for October 7th. About 1,200 Israeli civilians and soldiers were killed, and around 250 hostages and POWs were taken back to Gaza. The IOF floundered during several days of fighting. Soldiers and officials panicked at the unprecedented scale of the attack. The Hannibal Directive was invoked, causing Israeli soldiers, snipers, tanks, and helicopters to fire at their own soldiers and civilians, escalating the violence at every possible turn, blowing up homes, firebombing the music festival, and generally adding to the overall carnage through their unpreparedness, cruelty, and sheer idiocy. These facts were corroborated by countless Israeli officials and eyewitnesses. The ineptitude of the IOF has since continued to prove itself with every embarrassing attempt at a ground invasion. The inalienable right of oppressed peoples to armed resistance is protected by international law. But after the October 7 uprising, a widespread propaganda campaign, which in Israeli Hebrew is called Hasbara, ensued that continues today, doing everything possible to paint Palestinians as barbaric murderers and rapists, fueled purely by anti-Semitism. Falsified evidence, suppression, first-hand accounts, propaganda edits for film and television, all, one by one, utterly debunked over the course of 2 years. Rampant examples of bias and cronyism across political spheres and media outlets constantly treat bald-faced Israeli lies as gospel and Palestinian journalism as inherently suspect. Headlines soften the crimes of Israel and emphasize the supposed barbarism of Hamas. And yet, despite all this, the West and its client state in the Levant lost track of the narrative. A world that would have eventually turned its attention elsewhere, this time refused to. The Zionist narrative didn't make sense, and no one could figure out how bombing and starving your own hostages was supposed to somehow bring back the hostages. Perhaps the most damning evidence against this narrative was the admission of Chaim Rubinstein, who had been spokesman of the Hostage and Missing Families Forum, saying that by October 10, 2023, Hamas had offered to release all civilian hostages in exchange for the IOF not entering Gaza. Netanyahu refused, saying his only goal was dismantling Hamas through a military operation. To this day, Netanyahu and his government have never once agreed to a permanent end to the genocide in exchange for the hostages, despite the fact that Hamas has agreed multiple times to give up control of Gaza. Today, as the genocide rages on, the number of Palestinians held in Israeli prisons has grown to 11,000, more than 8,400 of which are from the West Bank. Of that total, about 3,400 are held without trial, and 400 are children, 147 of which are held without trial. In other words, there are more Palestinian children currently held in Israeli prisons than the total number of hostages taken on October 7th. Estimates vary wildly on how many Palestinians have been massacred by Israeli airstrikes, snipers, forced starvation, disease, etc., anywhere between 67,000 and 680,000. Nearly 80% of structures in Gaza have been damaged or completely destroyed, and the majority of Israelis, according to every poll, approve of all of this. The world has irreparably changed because of Gaza. One of the longest-running and most expensive propaganda campaigns ever conceived has crumbled in the face of brave Palestinian journalists and an international community who has refused complicity in a live-stream genocide funded by our tax dollars and military-industrial corporations. The history of Palestine, from Balfour to the Nakba to Oslo, is everywhere, available to anyone interested in unlearning the false nationalist narrative Zionism worked so hard to cultivate. The reality of such a deeply entrenched cruelty in so many aspects of our lives has shattered communities, a schism between those on the right side of history and those who, in the end, simply believe the genocide of Palestinians is worth it for the continued survival of the ethno-state. One of the most common comments that I receive is that I should go to Israel before I speak on it, and once I'm there I'll see how nice it is, as if it hasn't always been pleasant to be on the winning side of an apartheid. That is, in fact, generally the point of an apartheid. I've watched interviews with apartheid-era Afrikaners, and without fail, they always talk about how pleasant their lives are, how their presence was actually a good thing for the uncivilized, barbaric black Africans. It wasn't quite we made South Africa bloom, but their attitude tone was so familiar to how Israelis talk about Palestinians, it gives you chills. And yet, most South Africans agree the plight of Palestine is even worse because, to paraphrase one South African freedom fighter, at least the Afrikaners didn't have an air force. I know that, in some small way, some doors have been closed to me forever because I spent 2 years finding new ways to state the painfully obvious, which is that a genocidal apartheid occupation, an ethno-supremacist hierarchy of citizenship built entirely on cruelty, lies, and Western capital, cannot be allowed to exist in the modern world. That the Jewish nationalist project in Palestine has failed, that there is no two-state solution and never was, that the Nakba began in December 1947 and never ended, that the Palestinian right of return is an inevitability, that there is no future with a country called Israel in it, that Zionism belongs in the dustbin of history. On October 6, 2023, had I openly advocated for the dissolution of the Zionist entity to be replaced with one state with equality called Palestine, it might have meant total ostracization and the end of every career I'd ever wanted. Now it's just a normal and increasingly common opinion, especially among young people, and that includes young Jewish Americans. That alone shows how much progress we've made over the last 2 years. Posts that once resulted in endless and often violently anti-Arab and Islamophobic stitches and responses and whatever, now it's just a dwindling army of bots and trolls, still spouting propaganda so thoroughly debunked they've become a punchline. Anyone interested can now easily learn the truth about Zionism, and the only real argument is whether or not a person actually cares. As Omar El-Akkad and so many others have said, in the future, when everyone will have always been against this, no one will be able to claim they didn't know. I visited Gaza encampments, and the anger that I see among young people, particularly among young Jewish students waking up to the horrors of Zionism, is palpable. It's a visceral, constant thing that to me shows no sign of waning. It isn't quite the qahr of Palestinians, because that word is theirs and theirs alone, but it's akin to it, like the other side of that coin. These Jewish students are furious at the lies they've been told their whole lives by people they were supposed to be able to trust. Their families, teachers, rabbis, media, books, their very culture and traditions, at being used as political pawns when convenient and discarded when it's not, at being called a self-hating capo for refusing to use their religion to shield a country from accountability. I still don't think our establishment, the ruling class, as Aaron Bushnell put it, realizes just how wide that chasm has grown between them and their children. Every day, more young Jewish people define their Judaism through its complete rejection of nationalism. Just like the Bund did, nearly the instant Zionism was conceived, more Jewish people are embracing Yiddish and Deutschkeit and Tikkun Olam through diaspora every single day. They are learning their shared history with Palestinians, Arabs, and Muslims just as much, if not more than, European Christians. And what a relief it is to embrace that history instead of trying to invent new reasons to reject it. Palestine changed the world as it always does, as it was always going to. As police and the new Gestapo called ICE operates with increasing impunity towards our neighbors and loved ones. Remember that most of those agents and officers were trained by IWF soldiers in those tactics of oppression, and they're using surveillance software and devices sold to them at tech expos as field tested on Palestinians first. You'll find those same technologies in Sudan, in Congo, Mexico, Azerbaijan, everywhere. Palestine affects all of us, whether you realize it or not. It's the 2-year anniversary of Al-Aqsa flood, an uprising against an oppressive regime, nothing more, nothing less. In the time since, one organization after another has concluded Israel is committing genocide and war crimes in Gaza, and yet our governments and mainstream media have gotten more Zionist and not less. As unimaginable amounts of money and effort go to trying to combat dedicated journalists armed with little more than eSIMs and the truth. We forced Palestinians to endure the brunt of the death throes of Western hegemony and military capitalism, and for that we should never be forgiven. But more flotillas are on the way, and the boycotts continue, and the disruptions will increase, and one day children will ask you, what did you do during the genocide of Gaza? And it's never too late to at least be able to answer them, I did speak up, but I should have done it sooner. The right side of history is waiting.
77 years, not 2 years. The Israeli occupation of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, East Jerusalem, and Golan Heights is the single longest ongoing occupation in the world today. Israel is the only country on earth that prosecutes and tries children in military court. 2023 was the #1 deadliest year for Palestinian children even before October 7th. 2023 also set the record for most Israeli settler attacks after the record was broken in 2022. From 1949 until 1966, Palestinians in Israel had to endure military rule. These Palestinians faced curfews, military checkpoints, military patrol, political censorship, and needed permitting for work and education. And that's if they weren't expelled, had their land seized, or placed on house arrest. More children have been killed in Gaza by Israel than all conflicts combined across the world over the last 4 years. Israel has dropped the equivalent of 7 times the Hiroshima atomic bomb dropped on Japan. The world has woken up to the barbarity of the Zionist entity. No matter how much government propaganda, no matter how much historical revisionism, no matter how much weaponization of anti-Semitism, you cannot stop this movement. And to the Palestinian people, both in the diaspora and in Palestine, I have a few words. From the bottom of my heart, I am sorry that it took the world this long to finally care. I'm sorry I hadn't awakened to the evils of Zionism until the end of 2023. But if there's one thing I can say with certainty, is that there is no going back. The world has awakened from the propaganda and lies. Millions of people around the world across the generations have now been mobilized in the name of liberation. And mark my words, liberation is coming.
When you deny to participate in anything that you know is satanic, demonic energy, ritual, like certain holidays should not be celebrated. Like Thanksgiving, you should say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take that day to support Black community, Indigenous people who got affected during that time, right? Because Black people were coming from the boats as slaves, right? On the time of colonization, right? Are we really in real history right now? You need to assess that. If you're still supporting their oppressors and colonizers and white energy, and you're still celebrating celebrities who you know are white supremacists. I have a repost of someone that keeps popping up every time in my For You page, but she's in my repost. I'm going to try to leave her there. I'm just saying the Tete energy, that's why I was like, okay, everyone is so focused on this Tete bullshit. Not everyone, but at least... And then, okay, what's happening in Palestine? I right away, as soon as the energy, media, all that start to distract you, that's your sign that they're attacking you. When they're trying to gaslight your truth, gaslight what you already see in all their outlets, they will never expose to the media, they will never expose to the masses, right? You need to be aware of that. This is why they call us leftists or whatever, anti-whatever, which it is. I'm a proud anti-fascist. I don't give a fuck. anti-Zionist, anti-racist. I don't give a shit. I'm done with motherfucking oppression and slavery and all this bullshit. And if you're in that energy with me, let's go. We're going to continue going, breaking all the barriers, breaking all the generational curses. And a lot of you, it's going to make a lot of motherfuckers uncomfortable. It's going to piss off a lot of people, but that's okay. That's their demonic energy that they have inside. They're trying to fight you, basically. That has nothing to do with you, though, especially if you're a truth teller. This is why you gotta... When we say wake up, it's not just like for you to wake up. It's also to be aware of other people who have dealt with similar situation as you. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect here. To be in this energy that I'm at, I was not perfect before. I was making a lot of mistakes. I was fucking up a lot of shit. But now I'm aware. I'm sovereign because I went through a lot of shit. I did my karma. I went through that karmic debt, right? But now, once you're aware that you are in your dharma, get ready. When you're in your dharma, that you don't have no karma, that you don't owe nobody nothing. This is where the spiritual warfare becomes more stronger. Why? Because they know that once you're sovereign and free spiritually, and you're still working on yourself, you hold yourself accountable, you are nothing like they ever wanted you to be in a system like this, created to, not do those things. Right? That is going to empower you and help you empower others and create equality and justice and clarity for people. And everybody deserves to have wealth, any form of wealth that they can survive and live for years. And, free healthcare, free education, free housing. That one that I just said is the one that the oppressors who live in each of the lands that you're speaking of there, that you're talking about this, they're afraid. A lot of you, this is the energy attacking you. In my sense, I already clear it. It's not my landlord, but for some of you, this is happening to me, so I can expose it to you. And this is what I did 2 or 3 years ago. You need to expose this. You need to document it. You need to expose it. Yes, your own oppression, your own, injustice, you have to report it because it's part of evidence as well. I'm the living proof that I did that, and I was able to go to court without a lawyer. Until this day, they haven't paid me for all the shit that I have to throw everything out, right? Because I didn't have a lawyer, because I won without a lawyer. So now they want me to pay a lawyer so that I can get the money that right? They will do anything so that you don't get the matrix. Yeah, the system will fight you any possible way when you try to get out. When you're trying to not only get you got out and you know the tricks and you know how it works and you know how to, right, work it against it, rebuke it, right? When you know how to do that, then you feel so empowered, so confident because you can't help it. Once you feel good, you want to share it. Once you feel sovereign and whole and you have the spirit and you know that people can have this as well, you can help yourself. You will share it. That's the spirit, the Holy Spirit. That is creativity. And that's why the dark magic that they're doing is to suppress that energy that I just explained to you. I hope this makes sense. I know for the right people it will. Now, the dark magic that they're doing in terms of housing, it could be through, this is why it's all about control. This is why they don't want to change. They want to keep it inequality. They want to keep capitalism because capitalism gives them that high. That high. Yes, I'm speaking of that. They get a high. They get some type of way. This is a sadist, narcissist energy. Remember, narcissists and sadists, they love to see people suffer. They get power tripping when they see someone they love sometimes. Yeah. I don't think that people love. I don't know about you, but if you are like that, you don't love people. You like to use people. You love to control, manipulate people. That's not love. That's toxic as fuck. A lot of you, there's people in your family or friends, they enjoy you going through stuff. They enjoy to watch you go through those things and either like not help you. For some of you, they don't help you at all. And they're not helping you if they're attacking you already in the background or talking shit about you or feeling happy that you're going through stuff, right? A lot of you, you need to, that's what we say, watch the people who are with you when you go through fucked up shit, and then watch the people who are not with you, who only come to you when you're, confirmation, when you are going through good times, right? Just happy, good times, right? Those are the people that are always there, but then when you're going through fucked up shit, that you need help with something, that you need support with something, or you need, you know, people to help you. Like for me, is multiple times that this has happened, I have people like completely disappear. Oh no, you deal with it. No. And then they come back when everything is fine, everything is dandy and good on. And that's, for a lot of you, you have to like, okay, you don't have to deal with that, honestly. Poison is not better than, like a lot of you like, you settle for poison and you settle for stuff because you think like, no, don't do that. That's dangerous, okay? For some of you, these are people who are only stay around you to see where you're happy, where things are going well for you so that they can attack it, so that they can jeopardize it, some form of way, okay? And that's what I'm getting at. Dark magic, witchcraft of the darkest of the low cockroach, disgusting parasitic energy. This is the psychopathic parasitic energy, the billionaires, oligarchs, and people who sell weapons and are you know, funding and, you know, getting money from genocide, right? And they know this. This is their energy. This energy is harnessed and infested, right? Because they're an infestation. Colonizers brought that infestation everywhere, right? Like, let's keep it for real. Like, colonizer brought the fucking bed bugs, the cockroaches, the rats everywhere, because that's their energy. In spiritual realm, that's their energy. That's why it follows them. People who have no healing or anything like that. And a lot of you, that's the energy. What you're explaining to people that these people are, they're projecting to you so much, and they want people to see you like they are. This is why they tell terrorists, that's a terrorist, right? But they're the one who have a lot of skeletons in the background, and they're confirmation. They have skeleton in their closet that they don't want you to expose it. And a lot of you know what's in the closet. You know what's in the closet and the cupboard and the little safe, the safe that they have. You see it too. You have dreams about it. You're a seer, a prophet. A lot of you, when you start doing this, is a lot of you, you know, this is too spiritual, right? Being pro humanity. God start giving you gifts all of a sudden. Gifts of courage, gifts of rebuking, gifts of like literally exposing and taking power of you started editing camera and all that stuff, and you're like, what the hell? You're getting so good at it, and you're gifted, and you're going at it, and you know that it's helping other people. That's what you mean. A lot of you, you're literally walking answer prayers for other people, and you're taking that for granted. And then you say that other people take you for granted. Start with yourself. Assess yourself. That's the shadow that we need to assess. And that's why for a lot of you, when you assess that, when you have power to that, access to your own servant, and nobody can control and manipulate you, you become a very powerful key for the dismantling of oppressive and toxic, disgusting systems. I know I am, and I know a lot of you are, if you're connected to my energy and you resonate with everything that I've said so far. And I love you, okay? Yes, you are very love. Very love. Very love. You need to give yourself love. You need to, every time you go through something, spiritual warfare or anything like that, you have to work on that healing energy. You have to get up again. You have to do this again. They will always try to bring you down. They will always create obstacles for you so that you don't pass through. And then they pay their way to get through places without any intervention, that's what white supremacy is. That's why a lot of white people who still haven't talked about this stuff, they see that line too. Because white supremacy energy, conservative energy, liberals, who, like, you know, all that politics, because you guys should know your politics. Oh yeah, absolutely. They know this, that money or corruption or lying to get away with things, trying to hide things, trying to, you know, block the truth, or trying to, you know, it just creates this direct, well, it's an illusion too, because once they will hit, you know, Father God, your creator, and will hit a block for them, where the truth, you have overcome all those obstacles like a shark, right? Like, you know, and that's what the energy is. Like, these are like a fake shark predators, right? But a lot of you have to pray against predators. Like, I always say, God, Father God, cover me against predators, pig, police, corrupt. Yeah, don't care. You gotta say it. You gotta protect your cars, your family, I'm telling you, and a lot of you, once you do that protection, when you start getting more attack, especially, I know that that's why I was like, okay, I'm already being attacked already, so exposing it, if it's gonna attack me again, oh well, so be it. We're ready for you. Oh well. Thanks so much for making me stronger. You know, it's just what it is. A lot of you are like a phoenix. You regenerate again. They're trying to burn you. You're trying to... No. Your truth, your vindication, authenticity will always expose those who are liars, manipulative, controlling freaks. Okay? Those who want to try to dominate you, be like you, destiny swipe you, all that energy will always be exposed. That's why it's in 4K. My Telegram is being exposed. What I'm saying, I'm not just speaking out of my, you know, especially Spirit wanted me to expose this constantly. The destiny swapping is connected with colonization, and it's connecting with people attacking you and your foundation. For example, my situation, this is why it took me a week to come here, but I'm constantly in Telegram. I'm exposing, I'm continuing updating, and then as soon as I go to other places and I see that everybody is in the same page, which is great. Thank you so much for those who are liking, sharing, commenting, and continue exposing the truth. I'm also an IG broadcast whenever I have time. I go there. Okay, I can't always be posting all the time, you know, and when I do, it's like, it took forever. I had to like submerge to the deep of depth of any possible thing and then come back outside. That's what it is. That's why a lot of you, when we are posting stuff on Telegram, those videos that Palestinians expose of the attack, the bombing, the constant bombing, we stand, the journalists constantly, you know how long it takes them to get those videos to us and for us to expose it to you? And now we are also personally being attacked for doing that for you, so that you can continue to expose and continue to help us change the system, because we all have to, because it has to end. This genocide has to end. And it's not just Palestine, the West Bank. There's Sudan and Congo, Tigray, Yemen also, who Yemen hasn't stopped being loyal to Palestine. This is why they're constantly... Lebanon, they're trying to colonize Lebanon. Let's be real. And Syria as well. Come on. Why do you think they're trying to dismantle their resistance? They're disarming their resistance? Why? Why are you that afraid to the resistance, right? Because the enemy colonizer hasn't won yet. They haven't. They have won in terms of like keeping people oppressed and quiet sometimes, or slowing down their delaying their inevitable, like they're going to the Hague in prison. Like these people are all exposing constantly. We all have evidence. There's going to be a time that they will be held accountable. They're trying to delay it. That's the only thing they're good at. And the delay, how? By other people, they paying those people to continue spreading propaganda and lies, which I have proof in my Telegram. Press on the little pin, I expose it. They are paying thousands of dollars to these influencers. And they're all being exposed. And Father, I keep saying those influencers are fucking cursed. So anyone who's following these people, you're supposed to block, you know, he said block, and because they're cursed. They're already cursed. They accepted the money. They took the money. They took the bait. And they will forever be exposed and forever be remembered as people who are not good for humanity, right? A lot of us who are the pro-Palestine and humanity, pro-humanity and ending of all this genocide, I don't get, that's why I was like, people are like, oh, you make money through YouTube. No, I don't. I was kicked out of the payment program because I'm exposing the truth too much for you. So right now what I rely on is where I work, my caregiving, that I do caregiving. And a lot of you that, Father, I keep saying that I'm not supposed to say these things or say it, but I know people attack my community as well. The finances, that's how they do it, right? And I was able to overcome it by being truthful, authentic, and keeping my integrity. That has been my protection all along. And also taking myself, if that's not working for me, I just follow God, follow my intuition, right? Now, for others of you, they're attacking your finances through your housing. When you get infestation, you have to spend a lot of money, right? That's the 5 of Pentacles. That's the keeping you in poverty mansion. poverty consciousness, right? When you're not. You're paying your rent, you're doing what you got to do. You're not, you know, a lot of you, you're surviving, if you're a single parent, you're taking care of your kids, schooling and stuff like that. You even go outside and teach them other ways, your traditions, your cultures and stuff like that, as you're supposed to, the right way. Right? Because education is elevation and you want those kids to be educated. Now, watch how certain governments and politicians and officials are trying to change the education to make it to continue going towards a racist white supremacy energy. Why? Because it benefits them. When you create education that is anti-genocide, that is anti-racist, that it goes against the anti-white supremacy energy, that you want justice and equality for everybody, that is a form of resistance. That is going outside of the status quo, outside of the system, outside of the dark black magic satanic rituals that they're doing, which is why it makes you not only aware, but you also are like a freaking domino effect. They hate that word. I know, I've seen it, how they flag it. But that one is huge for them. Why? Because it works. Not only you become sovereign and you become, you know, and your protection shield is crazy. So even those who are around you becomes protected as well. And they start also, regenerating their own gifts and gaining all this beautiful energy and getting sovereign as well and understanding who they are. And it's a beautiful energy. That's why it's like they're so threatened by a lot of you. And you have to be aware of that. And you also have to be conscious that you can't be naive in this stuff. You have to work strategic. You have to be organized. You have to be disciplined. This is why discipline is what the dark magic witchcraft attacks first. They want to dehumanize you and demonize you. They want to slow down. Some of you create infestations in your home to kick you out. Some of you is to keep you homeless. There's a lot of homeless people who are brilliant and smart people. They shouldn't be homeless, but the system and everything is trying to keep them down. They don't have the energy to come on social media and stuff like that and do this, right? They're trying to survive. So survive not only the physical violence of homelessness and poverty is, but also in the spiritual realm, other people targeting them and attacking them in the spiritual sense. These people think that they're nothing, that nobody cares about them, that nobody's watching, but meanwhile, we have people with a lot of money and wealth attacking spiritually. Then these people, specifically, they target through looking through their birth chart and looking to their birth certificate and stuff like that. A lot of you, there's homeless people. They're not supposed to be homeless because there's people who have money, who live in condos right now, harnessing and stealing from homeless people. From a specific homeless people I'm hearing. Yeah, or keeping them in drugs or keeping them in heroin. Keep them in stuff while they steal their energy to maintain their wealth. Yeah, this is too deep. No, but it's not for everybody. But you know who I'm saying. Now, that is just an example of how they do that. Okay, so now let's blame the dark magic energy. So, like I said, all of that is needed. So a lot of you, they will always constantly harness. Also, they will harness from the fake propaganda, people who buy the lies, people who go against the resistance and believe their lies, that a lot of you, they call you terrorists, or especially for a lot of you who are climate activists as well. You're indigenous, you are a black person, you are conscious humanitarian revolutionary fighter, someone who doesn't buy their lies and their bullshit, someone who stand up for others, for the underdogs. You stand up for children, the abuse. You stand up to abuse. You stand up for people with disabilities. You stand up for those who you have empathy intensely. You have compassion and kindness, and you want justice. Right? And your solidarity comes with a lot of beautiful protective healing energy. So your energy is rare. It's not for everybody. So yeah, you need to be aware of dark magic witchcraft. You need to be aware of satanic demonic people. You need to have the names and the pictures of billionaires and oligarchs who will attack you. Yeah. Be aware of that. You know who I'm speaking with this Submit Flotilla activists. You need to be aware of this. And I wish I could say this on other platforms so they don't watching, because I know they're watching. They watch everything I do, or any of us do. You need to be aware of that. That is how you also break the spell of surveillance, the mirror magic. Stay with me. Stay. They will use your own magic, your own sovereignty, your own empathy and your heart, your compassion for their own gain. They will project it towards you, back to you. They will gaslight and make you think that you're crazy, that that's not what you're saying. They will put it in the media and all that. That is a psychological warfare, okay? They will make you confused for the truth that you are exposing, or that you know that everybody's exposing at this point, right? And they will make you think, oh, that's probably propaganda. Oh, that's not true. And they will repeat constantly the same fucking rhetoric. Anti-Semitic, terrorists, and blah, blah. Watch the words that they're saying, right? Their violence, their abuse is their ritual, is their tools. The military weapons, that's their tool. Police brutality, that's their tools. Violence is their tools. Chaos is their tools. Genocide is their tools. Us, the real truth tellers who are being attacked right now for exposing them, for exposing their tools that they're using with our money, your money too, my money, tax money. This is why we have to boycott. This is why boycotts work, and it has to be strategic. We all have to be doing it. This is why everybody should be doing it. The strike should be globally. Like, look at Nepal and Italy. Look at Spain. Look at Barcelona. Learn from the people. This is why revolutionary will not be televised. It's in my Telegram. You can look it up. If you can't find it in the media, you're not going to find it. And if you find it, it's independent media. I'm telling you, they don't want you guys to know how to defeat them, because they already are defeated when the moment that you wake up from the spell work that they're doing. When they're using the tools that I just told you, and also they have the capital, they have the money. They know that a lot of you cannot have this type of money. You cannot buy all these bombs and stuff like that and ship it to a fucking another foreign fucking entity. Another fucking demonic entity that they're trying to colonize. You cannot afford that. But they can. The people who are calling you terrorists. You get it now? These politicians get paid a lot to lie. But they can't afford. They can't afford it. In the physical sense, I'm saying. Because spiritually, they're poor. Yes. Anybody who is supporting the ethnic cleansing or the annexation of Palestine, they're spiritually broke. They're nothing. They're cockroaches. They're parasites. They're bedbugs, rats. Okay? Trying to be your energy. Trying to be the courageous, the speaking the truth that you're doing. Minding your own business. You're not talking shit about no one. You're not gossiping and all this stuff. And if you are, it's not gossip. You're just exposing the truth. What you've seen, the evidence, and also their behavior, their actions. So a lot of you, they could be considered gossip. For a lot of you, if you're talking about, they're exposing and stuff like that. For some of you, it's not. It's facts. It's just holding people accountable, which makes a lot of people uncomfortable right now, right? Because a lot of people are settling for shit, are okay with abuse, are okay with atrocity when they shouldn't be. So that is their karma as well, right? Having people exposing their energy, exposing who they are, right? And what they stand up for, what they're not standing up for at all, right? But they're expecting accolades, celebration, they expect to be worshipped. That is also dark magic witchcraft. They expect to be worshipped. Let's see if you catch that one. They will use the tools of dark magic witchcraft, what I just mentioned. And some people will use that energy, the ritual, especially the full moon energy, especially those that you don't know that we know what type of ritual you're using. Especially those who, it's already a celebrity. It's already, but they know they're white supremacy. They know that we're their own partner. They know we're the racist motherfucker karmic, right? But it's sports, right? It's just music, right? That industry also, you have to understand when they're using that stuff to just scrap by. to try to catch the souls, the weak-minded souls who bite us about anything, right? Burnable people going through stuff and feeling connected. That's another thing. The dark magic of which I'm seeing also is that energy is like trying to get to those people who have a little bit of hope or like anything that they're going through to survive and stuff like that. Like this energy siphons that energy and creates music or videos or something like that to keep those people like completely like confused and memorized by them. But also it's like they use it also to gain popularity, so to maintain their status, their celebrity energy, their careers, their wealth. So it's really low vibrational energy. So I don't know, when that's the thing, it's like once a lot of you wake up from this illusion, this energy, you will see it, and then they will start losing money. You will see it because they will not do good whatever they're doing. Their money will go down, or some of you, the boycotting, and they're going to be boycott, especially because they're not talking about trying to stop a genocide and stuff like that. Like this is white supremacy. And there's a lot of people right now who haven't talked about this, who have released certain albums, certain energy, and they're expecting you to worship them. They're expecting you to buy their stuff so they can continue helping the toxic, parasitic, demonic, satanic ritual system that benefits them. They don't care about you. They only care about their money, their status, their wealth. Super selfish energy, very Jezebel energy. But a lot of you, you see this as a salvation. You see these people as they don't do shit for you. And they will never do anything for you. But a lot of you, you do a lot for these people. You buy everything from them. You support them in any possible way. Meanwhile, you don't support people who actually need it. But a lot of you, that's how they get you. That's how capitalism works. It will get you to ignore atrocities and helping other people who actually need that financial money, who need it more than that fucking ticket that you buy for that stupid motherfucking celebrity that does not need it. And unfortunately, a lot of people curse themselves that way through Jezebels, through other worshiping celebrities and worshiping people that you know they're cursing you too. A lot of you can complain. You're like, oh, all this shit is happening. This is why who I'm speaking, you're not collaborating, but you're watching other people that are going through karma. Some of you, that karma has passed to you because you're around them. A lot of you, it's not your karma, okay? It's just that, yeah, for some of you, you're like, I can handle it. I'm still going to support that person. I know that person shouldn't be, for some of you. You need to let people go through their karma, okay? Okay. Sorry, I know this is long. It's meant to be. For all those of you who made it this far, good for you. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you were able to see the duality and shadow light and the like energy, which is what I focus on most of the time. Most every time. It's just that I have to be aware of the dark energy that especially is happening to people who are amazing people, who this should not be happening to them. I'm constantly watching and sharing and being the eyewitness of intense atrocities that should not happen. Watch journalists, truth-tellers being murdered, massacred, friends of mine, people who I been going through stuff for 2 years, and also keep here and standing up for, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not. So bring it on, motherfucker. I will still fucking defeat you. Not only in the spirit, motherfucker, but here too. This is not my first rodeo, and this is a warning for all of you. I don't have to do anything. I just let spirit, my ancestors and archangels do what I have to do. Me, I'm just being obedient because I'm supposed to expose this, not only to give confidence to my community or anybody going through the stuff that they're going through, and know that you're not defeated unless you say so. Knowing that you're sovereign, that you're not, the shackles are broken. You're not anybody fucking slave. You're not anybody fucking tool or anybody, energy harvesting fucking tool, right? Because let's keep it for real. Bedbugs, it is a vampiric energy, right? So I have to be aware. I'm like, okay, so I'm having this vampiric energy trying to attack my home, my family, and also keep me away from my kids, because this thing obviously attacks children, right? It bites and it creates a mental instability, and it's all the mind too, because once you clean and stuff like that, it's not that bad, you know. It's not, you know, until they do the fumigation. You have to do fumigation, any type of infestation, okay? And you should not pay for it. It should be the landlord, okay? Because these things are not happening. Some of it, yes, is happening because someone is sending you some type of demonic energy, sending you some type of energy work, okay? We're going to confirm it right now. What's the energy today? For others of you, it could be, that's it. It could be your building is dirty, or your landlord has decided to do some apartments and then not do others. Whenever infestation's happening in one place, it has to be the whole building. This is why for me, it took me a while for it, because my building does the whole fucking thing. It's not just like one apartment, yes, no, the whole thing, the whole building. And it instructs everyone to do the exact same thing. Put everything in bags, okay? You're gonna put all your clothes in bags, and then whatever you know that it, that's what happens for a lot of us. It's happening for us because a lot of us, we need to, our protection energy and our foundation in our home needs to be stronger. But in order for that, everything has to be dismantled, okay? So yes, sucks. It fucking sucks, okay? For some of you, God will allow certain oppression, certain rituals and stuff like that to work to a certain extent. Not to harm you or anything like that. It's not going to affect you that much. For a lot of us, bed bugs is like it bites you. For some people, it's a lot. Like what happened to the activists, confirmation in the flotilla. Those who went to the prison, they got, Greta said that she has like bed bugs and rashes and stuff like that. That is a form of ritual. That is a ritual as well. It's not just and they put it in the prison. It's inside the cell, Father God said. So, and he's showing me that they released those things, that they wasn't in the prison, or it was there because of other prisoners who have passed away there. It's a psychological warfare, these prisons. They should not exist, right? So the reason the global summit flotilla is also not only happening to break the siege and make you aware of the genocide and continue keeping the logarithm as well, but also to expose what atrocities and injustice happening in the prisons in Israel. Why don't we talking about the releasing of hostages? Those are hostages in the prison of Israel. Those are hostages. And it's about 11,500. We don't talk about that. But no, we talk about the hostages that the resistance had, which is like 4 or 5 or 6, as a form of exchange, right? To create, but Israel doesn't work that way, right? Multiple ceasefire, sabotage, Netanyahu, and all his government politician people who are demonic Satan themselves, but you keep thinking that illusion, of course. A lot of you're aware. You know who your enemies are. A lot of us, we know who our enemies are. I knew it from the moment of climate activism. When I started exposing and saying no more fossil fuels, no more this, Father God showed me all the corporation, the politicians, the CEOs and stuff like that. Some of them are dead. Yeah, and it's divine intervention. All these people are going to be, that's it. Like, the fear of these oligarchs and all these billionaires, what China did to 11 billionaires. They completely eliminate them. Yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, we don't need China to let us know that. Yeah, look. A lot of you, they have assistants. So someone in the public eye could be, I'm telling you, energy doesn't lie, people do. And that's a confirmation. So someone who you are in a public eye or something like that, or you're meant to be in the public eye, they're attacking you. This is it. They have assistance. So someone is going to magic practitioner to get help to cast a spell on you. This in the spiritual sense. So now when they happen in the spiritual, they do it in the physical. So that could be, again, humiliating you, defamation of character, humiliating you to your finances, your home, creating infestations and stuff like that to get you to slow you down, okay? You're being watched by multiple people who don't have your best interests at heart. I always knew this. I already know this. So a lot of you is the same energy. So Marine Kingdom, but a lot of you, if they're sending like marine spirits or anything like that to attack you, you're like from the Marine Kingdom. Like the light and the shadow ones are with you. They work for you. So this is, again, this is just... For a lot of you, you have ancestors who are from the Marine Kingdom, okay? So this is why they attack you. Most people who are oppressed out of the Marine Kingdom, indigenous, African, black people, going to the boats, surviving slavery. Yeah. This is why they demonize and they humanize your rituals and your practices and your ceremonies to protect yourself and protect your communities. Get back into it the light work way. The dark magic, satanic ritual, magic will not work anymore. I'm telling you, it's being destroyed as we speak. Okay? So you're trying to get manifest and stuff and doing it in the dark way. It's not going to work anymore. It's going to be instant karma absolutely immediately. There is technology, spiritual technology now. We don't need AI. We don't need technology and apps. It's right here. And right here. And this is why I know it's constantly attacked. Constantly. So I'm aware of my intuition. I'm aware of my sovereignty. I'm aware of my power. But it doesn't mean that that is a weakness. 97 hertz. Eliminate all energy, music, or stuff that you need in your home. So one of those things, that's what I'm going to explain also, how to, after you go through the warfare, how to keep it out. So I already told you guys that the prayer works, okay? Certain crystals as well. I explained that before. Also, if you cleanse your energy, cleanse your home, you have to, especially if you go through fumigation. Yeah, that's what I was going through. Get everything in bags. Seal it, okay? These things, they suffocate, okay? Some of you can even take a bag and put the clothes and put a blow dryer, and they hate heat. They can't stand heat, okay? So if you put hot, I don't know why I'm going back to that Stranger Thing, that energy when they were trying to get the kid, the demonic energy, the satanic energy that was inside of them, that it was monitoring and watching, and it's all connected. And they were trying to get it out, so they need to create heat so it can come out because it cannot survive in heat. That's for someone. So bed bugs or cockroaches or anything like that cannot survive with intense heat, okay? Others of you, yes, if you don't have a dryer, you're going to have to pay for it, okay? That's what it is. Drying it airly, it's not going to work. I'm so sorry. I know a lot of you don't want to, you wash and you want to put it in, could be in the sun. You can put it in the sun, but if you live in an area where it's not that hot, it's not going to work, okay? You need intense heat. Some people have put it in fire, put fire around, and then the smoke, the heat of the smoke can, but then your clothes is going to smell like smoke. Find ways, okay? You have to create heat, and also they want you to feel hopeless. They want you to feel like you need to throw everything out, the nostalgia, this energy to slow you down. That's part of the ritual, okay? Ooh, glory be to God. Confirmation. And you feel that also, the energy just clearing out. Like I'm literally like just shedding all that all that energy, okay? So a lot of you're doing the work, okay? That's good. Because a lot of people are sending you evil eyes. So a lot of you woke up with like cysts or something like that. And you're like, what the fuck? Like last week it was this eye here. And then the other, for me it's evil eye. When I see like you get like pink eye or red eye, that's someone sending you the evil eye, okay? You got to rebuke it. You got to rebuke it, okay? So someone envies you to the point of them not wanting to see you succeed. I can't make this up. I'm telling you. What I just said is going to be confirmed with cards. What I just said to all of you. So if you made it this far, because this is long, you're doing the healing energy with me. Okay? We're doing it together. Glory be to God. So make sure that you like, comment, and share. Okay? Share it to another person that needs to hear this too. That is going through some type of infestation. That is going through some fucking shit. Maybe they send up to an abusive, toxic ex or something like that. And this fucking ex is sending them, target them. Because that's how low vibrational sadists, narcissists, that's how they need to thrive on that. Okay? So a lot of you that will create chaos, they will use those tools. To create mental instability or making someone feeling oppressed or because they feel jealous and envious of them. Okay, a lot of you, I'm educating this. I'm rebuking because I'm an alchemist. That's what I do best. That's why I have Atlantean and all the other Lumerian, Egyptian, African. It's like a whole sancocho. Sancocho is like a soup with all the good ingredients for healing as well. You should try it. So a lot of you could be through food that they're attacking you, right? A lot of you are watching in the physical how they're starving, induced famine, starvation. They're just blocking food, water, electricity, all kinds of stuff, like keeping these people in. It's a concentration camp. It's a Holocaust. What's happening in Palestine is a Holocaust. It's a concentration camp. And just because it happened, no, it happened, it's happening. It's still happening. This is what I'm telling you. The dark magic witchcraft is colonizer energy. Because genocide and all of that, that's dark magic, that's witchcraft, that's destiny swapping, right? Colonizers have mastered, confirmation, have mastered how to keep people in place, oppressed or slaved, or, you know, dealing with injustices and gaslighting and abusing, and that's their energy, right? So parasitic energy lives off those tools that they're using to keep those oppressed. And not only that, they use their money, those people's money, those people's energy and life and time and precious energy, right? For their own benefit. They use it for their own, to maintain their wealth. The work you have done on yourself has worked. The negative energy is dissipating. Glory be to God. I cannot make this up. And I knew I had to do this somehow, somewhere. But someone is making offerings to marine spirit to gain power against you. Are you fucking kidding me? Someone's going to get heavily attacked by marine animals and stuff like that. Like heavy. Yeah, because it's rebuking right now. What do you mean? A lot of you are like mermaids, seers, and the animal kingdom, like marine kingdom, loves you. A lot of you are advocates for oceans and stuff like that. Yeah, you have people who... This is definitely... it has to be if you're ocean activist or marine or water conservation or, you know, trying to go against pipelines, you're definitely being targeted by oppressor, corporate, like lobbyists, fossil fuel corporations, for sure, in the spirit. And also they do it in the physical because they do it in the spirit first. So a lot of you're not aware of this hidden witches, dark witches, and warlocks, really dark ones who are focused on patriarchy and they're racist as fuck. Spirit showing me could be in the KKK and stuff like that. Like, this is disgusting. Nazis, people, yeah, who have mastered the dark magic witchcraft energy. So a lot of us, we are demon slayers, like the real kinds, not just cartoon or movies. And yeah, they're scared of that. They hate that about a lot of you. Yeah, a lot of you, that's it. A lot of you don't want recognition or validation. You God giving you confirmation and discernment and protecting you and helping you survive fucking extermination, or trying to exterminate you, or trying to get you to be in us mental instability and thinking that you're not good enough, or, you know, making you feel like you're dirty or something like that. Like a lot of us, like, that's what it is. Like, I feel like really disgusted, and whenever I wake up with like bites and stuff, like I will feel so disgusting, like, oh my God, you know, like, right? And it's in the mind. It gets into your mind. That's the point. That's what it will slow you down. It got me, like, I have videos and stuff that I have to expose, but I felt like, oh my God, I have to clean, I have to do this, like I feel so dirty. I have to shower, and like, you know, and it's constant. It's like a mind giving you anxiety, keeping you in anxiety. See, they're doing binding spell. Someone is using spell word to keep you from using your personal power. I can't make this up. That's what infestations do, right? That's the binding spell. For a lot of you, it's blood. They want your blood. Now, I ask Spirit, whenever these energies, like, for example, cockroaches, they don't seek on your blood, but they affect your mind, right? They affect, like, you feel not clean and you feel like, what the hell? Others of you is rats, right? So rats is like, maybe you have a lot of rats in your energy. You could attract that. Or a lot of you put all this stuff and, you know, you don't know what it is. Some of you is someone conjuring that energy. Others of you, you cannot control certain things, and that means that you uplift that frequency, you uplift that timeline, and you have to move, right? For others of you. Others of you, you understand the warfare. You're like, okay, I'm gonna survive. I know Spirit got me, and you survive those things, and you continue going. That's the energy. So a lot of you, I was asking Spirit, like, why is it bedbug energy? Bedbug is blood, right? They steal blood. They take blood during the night without your consent, right? Without you knowing. And then you wake up with all this itchiness and scratching and feeling some type of way, feeling like your home is not your home, right? That's the intention. Now, the blood energy is there. You, Father God, explained to me, they're using it. Okay, let me show you the cards instead of saying it. But he explained it that they use it as a form of harnessing, right? So a lot of you, your bloodline, they're trying to, again, that's how they do destiny swapping. Genocide is destiny swapping. It's all that blood going on in genocide and massacres, isn't it? Four of Wands. Clear as day. Four of Wands is foundation. It's fire energy, right? Your platforms. See? They're making it like their houses, the foundations that they have. By the way, 4 and 1, that's 5. And usually the 5 of Wands is chaos and chaos magic, but it's not a spouse, right? Like I said, a lot of you, they're trying to do this to making you think that they love you. These are people who you think they love you, that they want a new opportunity with you. A lot of you, you're supposed to have that sword like in your fucking face every time, especially with gaslighting, love bombing energy. Okay? Others of you, this could be sex magic going bad. Like going bad. Like a lot of you, that someone's doing love spell magic for some of you, for your... And the way that they're doing it is some type of ritual or something like that. Some type of sex with other people or, you know. And this is, you're getting infestation because that energy needs to be shattered and rebuked because that's not your person. That's someone trying to spiritually, without your consent too. So that could be your sign as well when you're getting infested by bed bugs or cockroaches or rats. It's someone doing stuff on you, maybe trying to block an actual relationship, an opportunity, a blessing, trying to disrupt your foundation, your love life. This partnership that you're supposed to be with could be a silent white light worker. But I'm also getting this person, whoever this is, this cult who thinks they're not gonna get caught. I know you're white, either female or, but I know you're white. Or you think you're white. This is someone who could be of color who thinks is white. So, I will catch you. And when I do, yeah, you'll know it's from the Most High. I have the haters of demonic satanic energy of Israeli and anybody who supports Israel against me and all my community. What makes you think that I'm scared of you, motherfucker? And all these little mini rituals that you're doing, right? A lot of you, watch out your waters. This is someone who is doing something with your water. Others of you, someone's angry that you're getting a blessing. Yeah, that's it. This is someone who's angry that you're getting blessings, that you're victorious. They don't want people to see you victorious. They want you to feel rejected. They want you to feel left out. They want you like this. This is people who harness from this. This is their karma. They're getting exactly what they wish other people to get. They're getting it. All of it. And a lot of you, you're going to be standing up to this. So be aware there's going to be a lot of Nine of Swords. And some of it, Nine of Swords is a nice shining armor. Some of you, you are this. And the light side. Right? You're taking that rage and energy. You're taking action. You're not speaking much. You're speaking the truth, right? With your sword. But you also... Oh no, this is not it. You're standing up for the land. A lot of you, you're defending your land, your people, right? That's the silent light worker. That's the one that doesn't need escalate or validation that you're here. You know you're here. You trust God. You're victorious. Your God is just giving you blessing you so that you can bless others. So that's blessing to keep on giving. You're empowering people. Because you have good karma. Meanwhile, the people who cause you harm or any type of way to make you feel this way, they're going to be experiencing intense karma. Right? The lovers keep popping up here. Why is the lovers here? This is people who you think they love you. They don't fucking love you shit. Maybe they love that being associated with you will give them some type of accolade for some of you. For some of you, if you have a large platform, something like that. That's the only reason people are staying around you. Because they can, what they can get out of you. Yeah, these people from the past. Some of you, you have people from the past. They want to keep you in the past because you were easily controlled and manipulated. Yeah, there you go. Tennis. Oh my God. They can't stand it. A lot of you, they could have said that you're easy target or that you're easy or that you're slutty. But meanwhile, you're not. No, a lot of you, you're standing in the stand is for this. Some of you, there's a slutty, parasitic energy, in and out energy, fucking horror for the streets. Okay, this is all they care about. Your 10 of Pentacles, your foundation, your wealth, your generational wealth. Okay, all this of you is someone, that's my confirmation, also stealing. Someone in a organization or something like that, government or whatever, who has gained this through all kinds of weird shit. You know, saying God and mentioning God, right? So yeah, a lot of us, the attack could be multiple ways. Yeah, they're watching you. Page of Swords, heavily monitoring. Yeah, I can't make this up. Look, the Page of Swords and this motherfucker came out. Look, attacking you. So this is a confirmation, the Matrix, any cult or obsessive energy, someone obsessed of attacking you and making people make you seem bad, or maybe making you look bad for your person, especially if you're single. You haven't, a lot of you, you're saving yourself, or, you know, for the right partner, someone who collaborates with you, okay, someone who stands for justice, equality, could be a revolutionary fighter, resistance. Yeah, that's fucking sexy, right? Yeah, that's who's coming. You get it? It has nothing to do with the status quo, all that fucking bullshit of energy that you're seeing, like, oh, tarot reading and stuff like that. Meanwhile, a lot of you, be mindful in discernment of all these tarot readers not talking about what's going on in the world. And when they read the energy, they don't see the white supremacists, they don't see the bigotry, they don't see the racists, they don't see them. Especially when they're manipulated and colluded and the narcissists and sadists. And if these tarot readers are the same and they're not addressing them, not doing the shadow work and the colonization, they're going to put that in tarot reading. And you're going to end up with the fucking wrong one. Please use your discernment. Please use your discernment, your intuition. You're going to have someone who collaborates with you. Others of you, there is a partnership or some people collaborating together. Okay? Creating some type of energy, but it's not working. It's like at the end of the day, they're waiting for you to be like this in despair, anxiety, you know, 7 of Pentacles, like feeling like, you know, but this is them. They're going to reap what they sow, right? Whatever they've done to work, working to break your heart or to make you feel some type of way, or or the world see you humiliated, or the world see you, but no, it's them. They're exposing themselves, right? A lot of you, they want us to put something to rest. So a lot of you, you are humanitarian. You want to help people who are dealing with homelessness and poverty and surviving genocide. So this is, you're the thread for these negative, fucking selfish, disgusting, parasitic energy. And I will keep saying, and I don't give a fuck. I kept saying it before for the past 10 years now, and I'm not going to change that until you motherfucking change. Because you know you got to motherfucking change. Right? No, you're saying the people who have changed, who are taking accountability, who are exposing your atrocity and your war crimes, right? You're telling us that we are in the wrong. Meanwhile, you're doing stuff not only spiritually and taking, hermit energy, right? And the quiet thinking that you're not going to get exposed, but you are. You are. We will not keep quiet anymore. We're going to speak up. This is the year of accountability, and we're going to make it rain, motherfucker. You see, a lot of us, we work on the wrong things and thinking like, oh, that's the right spiritual way. But at the end, we end up breaking our own hearts, right? When we don't stand up for ourselves, create independence, right? Go into a wish fulfillment. But it's not just ourselves. Also, yes, you need to be aware of what's slowing you down, slowing your foundations and stuff like that. And also remember, slow and steady wins the race, okay? That rejection is divine protection, okay? Going things and building on your own, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? A lot of you are single, celibate, and all beautiful energy, and also you're listening to spirit. But I feel like a lot of you, you're not only, like, you don't have that individualistic, materialistic energy. I feel like these pentacles, you're sharing it with your community. You're sharing wisdom. It's heavy, right? There's a lot of heavy energy that you're sharing, but that's wisdom. This weight here is going to be free very soon, because a lot of you, you're building equality, justice. Yeah, you feel foolish, right? But who's going to do, what else is going to do it? Yeah, you have to call judgment. Judgment, especially when you're exposing the truth and seeing the evidence, right? A lot of you, this is creating spiritual awakening. And it's good news for a lot of people who want to be awake, who want to be in discernment and awakening, right? The colonizing and stuff like that. This is what's making a lot of people angry. A lot of people angry. They can't steal from you. They can't take your money. They can't take it without your consent. They can't take your sacral energy. A lot of you, you're blocking a lot of energies. Ooh, glory be to God. Confirmation. And you feel it, that also the energy just clearing out. Like I'm literally like just shedding all that all that energy, okay? So a lot of you, you're doing the work, okay? That's good. Because a lot of people are sending you evil eyes. So a lot of you woke up with like cysts or something like that. And you're like, what the fuck? Like last week it was this eye here. And then the other, for me it's evil eye. When I see like you get like pink eye or red eye, that's someone sending you the evil eye, okay? You got to rebuke it. You got to rebuke it, okay? So someone envies you to the point of them not wanting to see you succeed. I can't make this up. I'm telling you. What I just said is going to be confirmed with cards. What I just said to all of you. So if you made it this far, because this is long, you're doing the healing energy with me. Okay? We're doing it together. Glory be to God. So make sure that you like, comment, and share. Okay? Share it to another person that needs to hear this too. That is going through some type of infestation. That is going through some fucking shit. Maybe they send up to an abusive, toxic ex or something like that. And this fucking ex is sending them, target them. Because that's how low vibrational sadists, narcissists, that's how they need to thrive on that. Okay? So a lot of you that will create chaos, they will use those tools to create mental instability or making someone feeling oppressed or because they feel jealous and envious of them. Okay, a lot of you, I'm educating this. I'm rebuking because I'm an alchemist. That's what I do best. That's why I have Atlantean and all the other Lumerian, Egyptian, African. It's like a hot sancocho. Sancocho is like a soup with all the good ingredients for healing as well. You should try it. So a lot of you could be through food that they're attacking you, right? A lot of you are watching in the physical how they're starving. Induced famine, starvation. They're just blocking food, water, electricity, all kinds of stuff, like keeping these people in. It's a concentration camp. It's a Holocaust. What's happening in Palestine is a Holocaust. It's a concentration camp. And just because it happened, no, it happened, it's happening, it's still happening. This is what I'm telling you, that dark magic witchcraft is colonizer energy. Because genocide and all of that, that's dark magic, that's witchcraft, that's destiny swapping, right? Colonizers have mastered, confirmation, have mastered how to keep people in place, oppressed or slaved, or dealing with injustices and gaslighting and abusing, and that's their energy, right? So parasitic energy lives off those tools that they're using to keep those oppressed. And not only that, they use their money, those people's money, those people's energy and life and time and precious energy, right? For their own benefit. They use it for their own to maintain their wealth. The work you have done on yourself has worked. The negative energy is dissipating. Glory be to God. I cannot make this up. And I knew I had to do this somehow, somewhere. But someone is making offerings to marine spirit to gain power against you. Are you fucking kidding me? Someone's going to get heavily attacked by marine animals and stuff like that. Like heavy. Yeah, because it's rebuking right now. What do you mean? A lot of you are like mermaids, seers, and the animal kingdom, like marine kingdom, loves you. A lot of you are advocates for oceans and stuff like that. Yeah, you have people who... This is definitely, it has to be, if you're ocean activist or marine or water conservation or, you know, trying to go against pipelines, you're definitely being targeted by oppressor, corporate, like lobbyists, fossil fuel corporations, for sure, in the spirit. And also they do it in the physical because they do it in the spirit first. So a lot of you, you're not aware of this hidden witches, dark witches, and warlocks, really dark ones who are focused on patriarchy and they're racist as fuck. Spirit showing me could be in the KKK and stuff like that. Like, this is disgusting. Nazis, people, yeah, who have mastered the dark magic witchcraft energy. So a lot of us, we are demon slayers, like the real kinds, not just cartoon or movies. And yeah, they're scared of that. They hate that about a lot of you. Yeah, a lot of you, that's it. A lot of you don't want recognition or validation. You God giving you confirmation and discernment and protecting you and helping you survive fucking extermination, or trying to exterminate you, or trying to get you to be in us mental instability and thinking that you're not good enough, or, you know, making you feel like you're dirty or something like that. Like a lot of us, like, that's what it is. Like, I feel like really disgusted, and whenever I wake up with like bites and stuff, like I will feel so disgusting, like, oh my God, you know, like, right? And it's in the mind. It gets into your mind. That's the point. That's what it will slow you down. It got me, like, I have videos and stuff that I have to expose, but I felt like, oh my God, I have to clean, I have to do this, like, I feel so dirty, I have a shower, and like, you know, and it's constant. It's like a mind giving you anxiety, keeping you in anxiety. See, they're doing binding spell. Someone is using spell word to keep you from using your personal power. I can't make this up. That's what infestations do, right? That's the binding spell. For a lot of you, it's blood. They want your blood. Now, I ask Spirit, whenever these energies, like, for example, cockroaches, they don't seek on your blood, but they affect your mind, right? They affect, like, you feel not clean and you feel like, what the hell? Others of you is rats, right? So rats is like, maybe you have a lot of rats in your energy. You could attract that. Or a lot of you put all this stuff and, you know, you don't know what it is. Some of you is someone conjuring that energy. Others of you, you cannot control certain things, and that means that you uplift that frequency, you uplift that timeline, and you have to move, right? For others of you, you understand the warfare. You're like, okay, I'm gonna survive. I know Spirit got me, and you survive those things, and then you continue going. That's the energy. So a lot of you, I was asking Spirit, like, why is it bedbug energy? Bedbug is blood, right? They steal blood. They take blood during the night without your consent, right? Without you knowing. And then you wake up with all this itchiness and scratching and feeling some type of way, feeling like your home is not your home, right? That's the intention. Now, the blood energy is there. You, Father God, explained to me, they're using it. Okay, let me show you the cards instead of saying it. But he explained it that they use it as a form of harnessing, right? So a lot of you, your bloodline, they're trying to, again, that's how they do destiny swapping. Genocide is destiny swapping. So all that blood going on in genocide and massacres, isn't it? Four of Wands. Clear as day. Four of Wands is foundation. It's fire energy, right? Your platforms. See? They're making it like their houses, the foundations that they have. By the way, 4 and 1, that's 5. And usually the 5 of Wands is chaos and chaos magic, but it's not a spells, right? Like I said, a lot of you, they're trying to do this to making you think that they love you. These are people who you think they love you, that they want a new opportunity with you. A lot of you, you're supposed to have that sword like in your fucking face every time, especially with gaslighting, love bombing energy. Okay? Others of you, this could be sex magic going bad. Like going bad. Like a lot of you, that someone's doing love spell magic for some of you, and the way that they're doing it is some type of ritual or something like that, some type of sex with other people, or and this is, you're getting infestation because that energy needs to be shattered and rebuked, because that's not your person. That's someone trying to spiritually, without your consent too. So that could be your sign as well when you're getting infested by bed bugs or cockroaches or rats. It's someone doing stuff on you, maybe trying to block an actual relationship, an opportunity, a blessing, trying to disrupt your foundation, your love life. This partnership that you're supposed to be with could be a silent light worker. But I'm also getting this person, whoever this is, this cult who thinks they're not going to get caught. I know you're white. Either female but I know you're white. Or you think you're white. This is someone who could be of color who thinks is white. So, I will catch you. And when I do, yeah, you'll know it's from the Most High. I have the haters of demonic satanic energy of Israel and anybody who supports Israel against me and all my community. What makes you think that I'm scared of you, motherfucker? And all these little mini rituals that you're doing, right? A lot of you, watch out your waters. This is someone who is doing something with your water. Others of you, someone's angry that you're getting a blessing. Yeah, that's it. This is someone who's angry that you're getting blessings, that you're victorious. They don't want people to see you victorious. They want you to feel rejected. They want you to feel left out. They want you like this. This is people who harness from this. This is their karma. They're getting exactly what they wish other people to get. They're getting it. All of it. And a lot of you, you're going to be standing up to this. So be aware there's going to be a lot of Nine of Swords. And some of it, Nine of Swords is a nice shining armor. Some of you, you are this. And the light side. Right? You're taking that rage and energy. You're taking action. You're not speaking much. You're speaking the truth, right? With your sword. But you also, oh no, this is not it. You're standing up for the land. A lot of you, you're defending your land, your people. Right? That's the silent light worker. That's the one that doesn't need escalate or validation that you're here. You know you're here. You trust God. You're victorious. God is just giving you blessing you so that you can bless others. So that's blessing to keep on giving. You're empowering people because you have good karma. Meanwhile, the people who cause you harm or any type of way to make you feel this way, they're going to be experiencing intense karma. Right? The lovers keep popping up here. Why is the lovers here? This is people who you think they love you. They don't fucking love you shit. Maybe they love that being associated with you will give them some type of accolade for some of you. For some of you, if you have a large platform, something like that. That's the only reason people are staying around you. Because what they can get out of you. Yeah, these people from the past. Some of you, you have people from the past. They want to keep you in the past because you were easily controlled and manipulated. Yeah, there you go. Oh my God. They can't stand it. A lot of you, they could have said that you're easy target or that you're easy or that you're slutty. But meanwhile, you're not. No, a lot of you, you're standing in the stand is for this. Some of you, there's a slutty, parasitic energy, in and out energy, fucking horror for the streets. Okay? This is all they care about. Your 10 of Pentacles, your foundation, your wealth, your generational wealth. Okay? Others of you is someone, that's my confirmation, also stealing. Someone in a organization or something like that, government or whatever, who has gained this through all kinds of weird shit, you know, saying God and mentioning God, right? So yeah, a lot of us, the attack could be multiple ways. Yeah, they're watching you. Page of Swords, heavily monitoring. Yeah, I can't make this up. Look, the Page of Swords and this motherfucker came out. Look, attacking you. So this is a confirmation, the Matrix, any cult or obsessive energy, someone obsessed of attacking you and making people make you seem bad, or maybe making you look bad for your person, especially if you're single. You haven't, a lot of you, you're saving yourself, or, you know, for the right partner, someone who collaborates with you. Okay, someone who stands for justice, equality. Could be a revolutionary fighter, resistance. Yeah, that's fucking sexy, right? Yeah, that's who's coming. You get it? It has nothing to do with the status quo. All that fucking bullshit of energy that you're seeing, like, oh, tarot reading and stuff like that. Meanwhile, a lot of you, be mindful in discernment of all these tarot readers not talking about what's going on in the world. And when they read the energy, they don't see the white supremacists, they don't see the bigotry, they don't see the racists, they don't see them. Especially when they're manipulated and colluded and they're narcissists and sadists. And if these tarot readers are the same and they're not addressing them, not doing the shadow work and the colonization, they're going to put that in tarot reading. And you're going to end up with the fucking wrong one. Please use your discernment. Please use your discernment, your intuition. You're going to have someone who collaborates with you. Others of you, there is a partnership or some people collaborating together. Okay? Creating some type of energy, but it's not working. It's like at the end of the day, they're waiting for you to be like this in despair, anxiety, you know, Seven of Pentacles, like feeling like, you know, but this is them. They're going to reap what they sow, right? Whatever they've done to work, working to break your heart or to make you feel some type of way, or or the world see you humiliated, or the world see you, but no, it's them. They're exposing themselves, right? A lot of you, they want us to put something to rest. So a lot of you, you are humanitarian. You want to help people who are dealing with homelessness and poverty and surviving genocide. So this is, you're the thread for these negative, fucking selfish, disgusting, parasitic energy. And I will keep saying, and I don't give a fuck. I kept saying it before for the past 10 years now, and I'm not going to change that until you motherfucking change. Because you know you gotta motherfucking change. Right? No, you're saying the people who have changed, who are taking accountability, who are exposing your atrocity and your war crimes, right? You're telling us that we are in the wrong. Meanwhile, you're doing stuff not only spiritually and taking, hermit energy, right? And the quiet thinking that you're not going to get exposed, but you are. You are. We will not keep quiet anymore. We're going to speak up. This is the year of accountability, and we're going to make it rain, motherfucker. You see, a lot of us, we work on the wrong things and thinking like, oh, that's the right spiritual way. But at the end, we end up breaking our own hearts, right? When we don't stand up for ourselves, create independence, right? Go into a wish fulfillment. But it's not just ourselves. Also, yes, you need to be aware of what's slowing you down, slowing your foundations and stuff like that. And also remember, slow and steady wins the race, okay? That rejection is divine protection, okay? Going things and building on your own, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? A lot of you are single, celibate, and all beautiful energy, and also you're listening to spirit. But I feel like a lot of you, you're not only, like, you don't have that individualistic, materialistic energy. I feel like these pentacles, you're sharing it with your community. You're sharing wisdom. It's heavy, right? There's a lot of heavy energy that you're sharing, but that's wisdom. This weight here is going to be free very soon, because a lot of you, you're building equality, justice. Yeah, you feel foolish, right? But like, but who else is going to do it? Yeah, you have to call judgment. Judgment, especially when you're exposing the truth and seeing the evidence, right? A lot of you, this is creating spiritual awakening. And it's good news for a lot of people who want to be awake, who want to be in discernment and awakening, right? The colonizing and stuff like that. This is what's making a lot of people angry. A lot of people angry. They can't steal from you. They can't take your money. They can't take it without your consent. They can't take your sacral energy. A lot of you, you're blocking a lot of energies. Okay, to finalize this, everything in heat, everything has to be in dryers or wash. You can wash it all over again and put it in dryers, okay? With any of the infestations, you have to do this, okay? Now, while you're washing, if you're washing, but even also when you're drying, you have to pray over your clothes. Yes, I know. And that's all of you, that's a privilege, right? Some people can have a machine, other people have to wash by hand and stuff like that. Having nothing, but having the little bit of that you have and dealing with, you know, bugs, all kinds of weird shit happening to you, living on tents and dealing with infestations and stuff like that. Being bombed in the physical, but also spiritually being attacked. Let's talk about it, right? That's just what I'm talking about. You're not alone in this oppressive colonial energy. Infestation comes from colonizers. And I'm going to continue repeating it. Colonizer energy, dark magic, witchcraft, warlocks, or something like that. This is the energy, okay? They are doing this, right? To keep you quiet, to keep you silent, to keep you away from public eye. For some of you, this is someone who has big platforms, okay? They have a lot of money. They're not struggling at all. This is someone who get some type of high watching you struggle or suffer. This is where mostly demonic, satanic, and psychotic politicians in Israel, they go and watch their prisoners and stuff like that and tormented and stuff like that. They get a high out of that. They siphon that energy. That's how they survive. That's what parasitic energy does survive. So this is why you have to remove the source, the power, which is wealth, our wealth. You have to sanction the real people that are not people, which I don't know what the fuck to call them anymore, because even demons are like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, some of you have to realize if you want to be a light seer or a truth teller or an activist, humanitarian, and climate activist. I've talked about this in the past when I was attacking in the past, when I was doing my climate activism. Who has always been, I'm an environmental scientist, that's what I've always done, but I knew when I realized that, I'm like, oh shit, genocide, this is it. This is where the core situation, this is where they're harnessed, this is where they do the ritual and satanic energy, this is how they maintain capitalism and white supremacy, right? And oppressing black people, indigenous people, this is their tools. So once you're aware of that, you want to change it, right? This is why you're being spiritually attacked. If you're feeling my drift. And now they're scared that you know this. They don't want, not that they're scared. They're not scared. They just don't want me or anybody to be exposed in this. So this is why I thank you guys for liking, sharing, and commenting. It does help other people to have access to this and also to maintain, it helps the channels, right? Others of you, after you do that, you have to report this right away. You cannot do it yourself. Okay, but before that, you have to pray over your clothes. You have to use either holy water or Florida water inside, and you pray over your clothes, okay? Because the attack is your whole house. When you're doing fumigation, when there's dealing with bed bug, cockroaches, rats, or anything like that, moles, or my angels are here. Let me do that. Okay, 1 second. Okay, another beautiful energy that I've done it before, but I just forgotten to do. Every first of the month, yes, for a lot of you, like, oh, paying rent, I get it, okay? It's gonna change you. Just have that belief. Every time you pay rent, just manifest that you will not very soon, okay? Help us here. Help the manifestation, okay? Do you guys want to pay rent for the rest of your fucking life, or you want a free housing? Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, that's what we say when we are saying the end of genocide and the status quo and all this shit is all the shit capitalism was depriving us for. Can you imagine what would you do with that rent money that you do? Because a lot of us, we work really good jobs that are not contributing to a fucking fucked up system and stuff like that. And we want to maintain that. We want that money to go somewhere else, to go to help other people who are dealing with poverty and homelessness right now, or genocide and stuff like that. We wish that money can go somewhere else, right? Or we save it for our future of our kids and stuff like that. No, we have to fucking pay for fucking thousands of dollars for a fucking apartment that some of you are dealing with infestations and some of you are not. You don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. That's fine. Others of us were constantly dealing with shit in our homes, in our building, in our communities and stuff like that, right? Segregation happening, right? That is a violence. That is a form of attack, either spiritually, physically, financially, every possible way. The oppressors, they're very known for this. They do this, okay? Now, every first of the month, take a cinnamon stick. Either you get a powder, you put it into a powder and you blow into your house, or you take a stick, you burn it, okay? And you burn it around your house. You pray good intentions towards your house. This is how you protect your house every first of the month. Why? These people have contracts. These people create contracts to attack you, to these warlocks, okay? These warlocks are afraid of this because this is not going to make the money anymore. I don't give a fuck. Go find another job, bitch. Attacking other people that you have no business on and you have no idea who their ancestors are. So you're creating dark magic and black magic for your own self at the end of the day. Duh. But I hope that money was worth it, bitch. I hope it was worth it. Okay? Others of you, some of these warlock and witchcrafts, motherfuckers, will attack certain people that deserve it. And Father God will allow it, that those people go through what they're going through. Okay? Others of you, you do not deserve this stuff. It's an injustice, right? You're innocent. For a lot of you who I'm speaking in this energy, you are, right? You're not done anything wrong to anybody. You're not wishing ill on anybody. You're not wishing anybody to die or to be raped, right? Yes, I have a lot of that in my comments and emails constantly. Targeting, attacking all my platforms and stuff like that, right? It's felt the energy too, right? But all of that, what I'm doing, my work that I'm doing, shielding all of that. But also I shield other people who are connected to me as well. So I use my power for others. I don't use it for myself. The only thing I use for myself is protection and discernment. That I pray, manifest it every day. I manifest for others. That's what has been. And I know the attack come from different ways and all to my people and the people who are doing this work too. You're not alone. That's what I'm here to tell you. You're not alone. Okay? Continue the work, the right side of history and the work of God. Okay? You're doing the right thing. Okay? Now, after you do you have to cleanse before, you have to clean your house before the fumigation. Okay? And then after they do the fumigation, before that you clean everything. You clean your floors with hot water, if you can, or holy water. Sage your spade, cleanse yourself as well. Do your spiritual bath, cleanse your energy. Okay, and for a lot of you, you have to do this every single day. For some of you, if you can afford it, or if you can, I don't know. Others of you, if you can, do the best that you can to maintain clean. Okay, the point is to make you feel dirty and that other people see you as dirty, see you as like, it's a humiliation spell, right? It's a dehumanizing and demonizing you in every possible way. So the perception of other people, the perception that you have of yourself, sometimes you feel it, right? Like you go in the mirror and you feel like, oh, I feel ugly. I feel so like, I don't feel like, you feel really drained and stuff like that. That is a mirror magic as well. You have to be careful with that. Don't go along with the words. Just say, I'm beautiful today. I awake with beautiful energy. I am alive today. I have my hands and my feet. A lot of you, some of you don't have that. You have a disability. And that's okay. That's beautiful, okay? Do not think that your disability is going to slow you down. It's going to make you do not. And for a lot of you, there is people who wish that disability. For a lot of people who were not meant to live a life with a disability, who this is a form of attack as well. But that's too deep to go there. But yeah, for some people who weren't born with a disability, who were attacked, who went to a car accident, who, you were innocent, you didn't do anything wrong to anybody, you're a good person, and now you disable and stuff like that, that was someone who did that. They wish that, and I don't care what anybody has to say. I know I'm on the point here. A lot of you weren't aware of, though, how to protect yourself, how to have selenite and black tourmaline in your car. Or some of you, you weren't aware of people attacking you. A lot of you think you have no haters and you're full of them. And you're just like, you do this beautiful light and, for a lot of you, yeah. So, yeah. That's the form of they're trying to humiliate you. Okay, so that's why you're seeing my Telegram now. You have that access where you see the physical, how colonizers not only do genocide, right? We're exposing the evidence, right? For all of you. It's announced by the UN. It's announced everywhere. All organizations are saying this is genocide, right? This is violating international law. Israel, USA, and all the other governments who are not sanctioning Israel, right? Yeah, this is how you're watching this in your face too. It's not just the genocide, it's not just the massacres, right? And a lot of you, you're trying to, don't let them numb you with this. Don't let you get used to genocide. Don't let them normalize this. Do not let them. These people are suffering. They're losing their homes. They're losing everything, their families. They're being cleaned out, wiped out. They're trying to erase them. And the more they try, the more they know succeed, right? Because a lot of you wake up by listening to messages like this, right? Now go help and wake up another person. Go share this now. 111 on the timer. A lot of you are seeing 111, 222, 444, 77. 77 is protection. So whenever you're in the 77 frequency, this is where, if you're a speaker, talk. If you are someone who's supposed to be sharing right now, share, because that means that energy, that frequency right now is clear for you. The angels and ancestors are clearing the fucking demons and shit so that you can go through, so that your message can go through. Do not miss that line, okay? All this of you, when you see in 777, when you're in a boat and you have other boats, dealing with certain people, doing something illegal, kidnapping activists. If you're the boat that it was able to get away, like some boat did, you need to continue going the other way. Others of you, there's water. I don't know. He keeps showing me people who know how to swim. And I just give it away, but hopefully you know how to swim. Something underwater. Deliver it underwater. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because obviously, but there's other ways. So that's why he's saying that a lot of you'll be condensed and put in certain energy so that other people can be protected. Other people can go through certain things. Other people's information or knowledge or wisdom that's supposed to be shared can have a clearer path. Those who have to fish or plant certain energies or do something in a way, or trying to get food somehow, somewhere without getting caught, trying to evade ICE agents, demonic, satanic, all their type of parasite demons, slave catchers, right? Right? So they can be distracted, right? For those who are privileged, right? Protesting and stuff, and then other people can go through, right? Are you catching my grift? Okay, now, during that week also, we learn a lot of stuff when we go through the rebirth, because this is kind of like a rebirth. Like, you have to, start all over, throw everything out, or a lot of you have to move out from another place, or you have to constantly, a lot of you, the people thinking like, oh, you move so much. I'm like, yeah, I wish I didn't. I wish I had a home and that's it. But again, oppressors love control. And having the control of your housing is a high for them. Yeah. Also, the control that they're able to create certain situation for certain tenants and wash their hands and get away with things because I didn't do it, but you pay for it. Your energy lingers, right? For some of you, every landlord that has caused stuff, I've seen it in my energy, I've exposed it, and it has become true. And that's why, nobody will believe you that someone dark magic witchcraft. Oh, they will when they watch tarot readers who are really good at it, who can catch them. I've catch multiple already in the past 7 years that I've been doing this. It just is not being publicized, or, they don't want people to know, right? But I've confirmed that this is not from my landlord. This is someone outside doing this, because I didn't have this. But again, the vampiric energy is trying to steal blood or energy any possible way. Any cockroaches, parasitic, bed bug type of way, right? Because the enemy does not steal, kill, destroy if something inside wasn't valuable, right? So a lot of you know your value, know your power, take your power back and protect it. Right? So a lot of you, your protection has been maximized, right? So right now my protection has to be more intense, right? Because now I know, I see where they got in. I see the crack. A lot of you, that's it. You learn, right? So this is what the global fertility, okay, I see that 400, this is how we distract it, and this will win. Okay, so let's go more. And then you will get there, right? Because we need to continue this into the Sancho Israel, until Israel does not exist anymore, until the genocide is over. And we have to have that energy also, not only for Palestine, but it's constantly being bombed and all kinds of shit, but also Sudan and Congo. There needs to be that energy as well. We need to find ways of how to liberate them. They know how to liberate themselves, though. This is why they have the resistance. And this is why even the all Israeli demonic have created their own paid on people to try to infiltrate and try to. This is why the resistance, you need to have that intuition and spiritual discernment on point, because you're going to have people that are going to pretend to be on your side, but they're not. Learn to read energy. You need to learn how to do screening, okay? One thing that will always give them away is their eyes. Their eyes will give themselves away. They can never look at you in the eye when they're talking about a lie. When they're lying. For a lot of you, if you're a resistant fighter and you're in this work, your energy will expose liars and manipulators. This is why a lot of people don't want to be near you. They want to keep you quiet. They want to keep you away. I know I'm the energy. All these demons cannot survive. This is why a lot of people feel healthy and like, I don't know, I'm feeling some type of way, but now I feel regenerated. Yeah, that demon that was siphoned and taking your energy is out because I'm around. A lot of you think you're healers and stuff like that. No, it's some of you, you're born natural healers, and that's normally alchemist, transmuter. But a lot of you don't understand why people just feel so good about you. You're not doing much. You're just silent for some of you. You're not saying anything. Or a lot of you say something, or you sing or talk or write or speak on your radio or podcast and stuff like that, and you feel a lot of people heal and a lot of feeling some type of ways. The demon's not able to feed off of them. The spiritual energy, the monitoring spirit, all this shit that they cannot see, but you can see. And they call you crazy for it. A lot of you are meant to be in different places for the collective liberation, okay? A lot of you are supposed to be close to the resistance. Support them. Never betray them, because that's the worst karma. Let that for the Israeli, the USA, and the real terrorists to continue to betray them. And what's it called? The Arab world, the Qatar, and all this world that constantly betray their own people. We see it. We see the betrayal, right? And also they know that these people want a destiny swap and be like them. But are you going to be okay living with those people, dealing with those satanic people? If they win, right? Are you going to be able to deal with that? You're just a puppet. All these people are just puppets. And that's how they get trapped. Is them obsession with money, with material things, with, 8 to 9. So a lot of you, 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, they want that energy. They want that work. A lot of you, they want what you're doing, the work that you're doing, or they're watching you work, or they know that you're getting blessings over blessings because you're doing the right work. This is people who want to take credit and validation for work that they haven't done. That's for some of you. Others of you don't care. As long as your work is helping other people, bringing equality, justice, truth. You don't care about the credit or the escalation. As long as everybody's free, you're good. It's like my work is done here. A lot of you don't care about fame or none of that shit. Celebrity, or you don't care about none of that. This is why you're getting it. This is why they're starting to steal it from you. Because you already have it. For a lot of you, you're not living. Yeah, because... Be patient, okay? Everything will be exposed through tarot, through the real tarot, not the fucking fake-ass tarot. Yeah, with the truth. Even if it hurts us, because you have the strength, the self-control, right? A lot of you, you're exposing it. This is spirit clearing my energy. I love it. 10 of Cups, always and forever. Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, and free all the oppressed.
See, when I pull this little handle, the blade slides down and the head falls right into the basket.
Ingenious. It's so small, yet it works like the real thing.
It's just make-believe, of course.
You make it feel almost gentle.
I still think people don't really get what illegal settlement and occupation actually means. Imagine you live in Cornwall and one day Armed people move in and they take your town, they bulldoze your home, they build roads and schools and shopping centres, and they tell you they're ours now and you're not allowed to go in them. You try to resist, they shoot you. They beat you. They kill people in the street for existing where they were born. Your children grow up terrified. Your family lives under curfews. Constant control with checkpoints. That's occupation, and it's illegal. So for then some people to say it's complicated. No, it's not complicated. It's murder. It's theft. It's oppression. And when they're voting in favour of annexing the West Bank, do not get it twisted, they already have. That means they are legally declaring stolen land that's not theirs. So more control over the people that already live there, more military presence, more checkpoints, more demolitions, more death, more terror, more stolen lives. To put it into perspective for you, over 700,000 settlers live illegally in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. That's not a minor issue, that is a full-scale takeover, enforced by checkpoints, walls, and violence. Yeah, so next time someone says, I don't know what a legal settlement is, it's calculated violence, it's systematic murder, it's land theft codified into law, and everybody should be calling it what it is, that is murder, occupation, annexation, and theft, and if you do nothing, you're on their fucking side.
Like, for real, just think about it. When you're exposed to truth and you're exhausted, you're tired and stuff like that, but just know that when you're exposed to the truth and you're protesting, you come back from protesting, or you're boycotting, there's a lot of demonic, satanic, motherfucking losers who are losing money when you do that. So be happy about that. Especially a lot of you are struggling financially, right? Like a lot of, like me, like going through, I don't have a laundry thing, so I have to pay for the drying, right? The washing and the drying, and it's a lot for a lot of us. $250, $350, and that accumulates if you have a lot of clothes. Or some of you don't have that much, but a lot of you have a lot, right? Or you keeping a lot of stuff, especially if you're a single parent and you have children, 2 or 3 or 4. That's a lot of laundry, right? But yeah, that doesn't come into account for the fumigation spending for a lot of landlords and owners of building. So they're expecting you to pay for it because it's not their fault, even though sometimes it is. Sometimes it is their building that needs to be maintained properly. Sometimes they need to fumigate before. Sometimes they know that there's a cyclical thing, right? So they have to fumigate before it escalates. So they don't escalate. They're like, oh no, we're saving money that way. But in the end, when it escalates, you end up paying more, right? When it escalates, you're exposed. Not only you end up paying more, you end up paying way more, and also dealing with the consequences of that, right? But if you do it before you prevent it before the escalation, you stop it, you sanction, right? You stop it right there, and you fumigate before you do it before it starts. Just think of all the money you can save, and in terms of genocide, just think of all the lives we can save, especially when we dismantle Israel once and for all, and USA Empire lose the grip from these people. Imagine how much you could do, not only for yourself, but for other people. A lot of you, they will send bugs and anything like that as monitoring, okay? So a lot of you, when you see a lot of flies or fruit flies, but it's not, you don't have any fruits outside, or it's not that season, that's monitoring spirits. That's someone reading your energy without your consent, okay? So start rebuking, okay? And that only happens in the physical, in the dreams. You will see in dreams weird bugs, weird stuff like that. Rebuke it. You have to wake up and rebuke and pray against it. Meditate. Sometimes you can pray 10 minutes just to clear out the fog and stuff like that. Yes, this is very spiritual here. This is what's called Earth School is very spiritual. Gaia is an... Okay, so something really weird happened. The holder of my phone just broke just randomly when I was talking to someone. And then my phone landed on, and the wax landed on, because I have my energy here, my candle, and the wax just went on top of this. Yeah, the thinking woman. So they're trying to like slow you guys down or keep you quiet. It's still happening. They're still doing it. A lot of you need to have amethyst with you, okay, or hold it with you. Have the pure form as well, amethyst, okay. A lot of you, I used to do wax reading. Yeah, it's one of my gifts. not ashamed anymore. I'm not I know what I see, and spirit always confirms. But yeah, what I was saying was about make sure that you're cleansing your energy on a constant basis if you're getting attacked like this. All those of you, the Global Summit Flotilla, you need to pray over these ships. You have to do some cleansing before you leave. You have to use protection energy. I will suggest to use selenite. Have selenite crystals in the boat, in the thing. There's some energy spiritually that needs to happen before you guys sail to where you gotta go, because these are demons. These are pure demons. Israel is full of fucking demons, pedophiles, all kinds of vile people who are okay with genocide, who enjoy this, who are sadists, narcissists. They live there. And also, you need to understand that they're supported by people in our own governments, right? This is why they haven't stopped them yet, because they have a tie to them. They have a financial gain to that. And then anyone who is friends with these people or collaborates, supports them, that's the energy that they're supporting. They're supporting genocide. They're supporting parasitic energy. They're supporting their own doing at the end of the day, because sometimes they attack people they're not supposed to attacking. They're not supposed to target. They're not supposed to go against. And that's where they lose everything. Like, there's a lot of revolutionary fighters that you're not supposed to touch. You're not supposed to humiliate. You're not supposed to do what you did. So there's someone who is really going to see what happens when you mess with people who are on the right side of history, the right side of our creator. And you really mess with the right one. That's for sure. And that only means that that person, whoever went through that, you're going to come out stronger. And you're going to go harder. All of us are going through different form of suffering, torturing, any possible way. And it's not the same as what people in Israel prisons are going, or people in Gaza are going through. It's not. We cannot compare your physical, witchy supermarket, fucking kitchen, dark magic, witchcraft that they're throwing at you. This is nothing. That's why I'm like this. I'm just like, bitch, bring at it. I'm used to this. I love cleaning and wiping. I love cleansing. I love going through my Phoenix Ascension energy. I love going through transformation and rebirth. Bring it. But a lot of you, this is why you have this confidence, because you know how to deal with this. So when you know how to deal with it, teach others who don't know how to deal with this, right? Now, those who are attacking you they don't want their karma, right? They're like, oh, fuck. That means they learn how to, they're getting better. They're regenerating. A lot of you, this is me regenerating. I'm regenerating. I'm getting back at it, right? A lot of you need to see Demon Slayer, right? How the Demon Slayers are able to, yeah. I know the cartoon, a lot of you, it's a comic book. Yeah. You learn a lot. Spirit will speak to you any possible way. This is very spiritual. This is why a lot of us, our intuition is being gaslighted and demonized and dehumanized when we know the truth, when we see right through them. They just don't want a lot of you to believe us, because they want this to keep hidden. They want to continue getting away with murder, with killing, stealing, and all kinds of atrocity, corrupt things that they have done to maintain wealth. The wealth that it doesn't belong to them. The land that doesn't belong to them. That they know that their energies do not exist. They just have maintained and recreated with the tools that I talked to you, black magic and dark magic and witchcraft. They're of the dark, not of the light. Those who are of the light are doing protecting energy, right? Resistant energy, resisting an occupier, resisting, someone trying to invade your house and trying to take from you and steal from you, okay? So that's what I'm teaching here in spiritual realm, okay? And a lot of you're learning for the resistance. Those in Italy and Nepal, in the physical, how you balance things that are corrupt and unjust, and how to bring it back to justice. And remember that when you do this work, it's not just for yourself, it's for other people who benefit from this. And I'm telling you, my thing is completely broken. Look, broken. It just broke just like that. Wow. Please like, comment, and share, because this energy definitely they don't want it to be out. But it's definitely, especially a lot of you have emotional thinking. Look, these are people who are jealous of you, who are jealous of your thinking mind, of you having discernment, high intuition. They're jealous. That's what genocide is white people fucking jealous. And in this sense, Zionism is literally Jewish white supremacy, jealous and envious of Palestinians. It's clear as day. Go look at my Telegram. Go share and continue there. If I'm not here, go look at my Telegram, my IG broadcast. This is why a lot of you continue sharing. When we're sharing and keeping the algorithm, they can't attack us all. We are literally proof. There's global Sumi footage has proven to you. 400 chips, they get distracted, and then we continue the other way. Now they're going to find other ways, but we're going to be 10 steps ahead. Now we know how the enemy works. Now we see it, because you have to name the enemy. You have to name it. That's how you weaken it. You also have to expose it. That's how you weaken it. You have to expose their views. That's how you weaken it. And you empower those who are meant to be in power. Those who are supposed to be powerful, wealthy, and just and thriving. Palestine, Congo, and Sudan are supposed to be thriving. They're not supposed to go through this. The fuck? And watch for those energy, those people who make you believe that that is just what it is. And those people have to go through that. Watch out for those. Those are not your friend. Those are not your partner. Nothing to you. Those are not your family. Watch the energy. Watch how people speak and their actions towards what's going on in the world. Injustices. Watch how some people will stay quiet because it doesn't benefit them, or it can jeopardize their finances, it can jeopardize something about them, or being associated with you can jeopardize them. So for some of you, there's people who are very nice towards you, but in the background, they're attacking you, slowing you down, trying to keep you quiet, because what you're doing, it can expose them. It can make them look bad, or it can make them that's narcissist status. They can't stand being humiliated. They can't stand that other people will do what they do to them. Do you get it? When terrorist people, right? Because that's another thing. Revolution, you will never hear I don't know, I feel like revolutionary fighters or people who are in the revolution energy, the collective liberation, we're constantly exposing truth and facts, right? We're not, and yeah, we are telling you, exposing who the real terror is, because we have to, because we have them who have all the power in the world. They do, right? Finances and have access to bills and change stuff and make your life a living hell, right? Oppress you and humiliate you, dehumanize you for exposing them, exposing the truth, exposing their real terrorists. They will call you, they project towards you because they feel like they have the power, right? But they will only do that once they humiliate you. Once that they feel like the humiliation spell worked, the dehumanization and the demonization works. Once they feel that those things are working, they're still going to do damage. Don't think that they're going to wait. No, they're still going to do damage because they know that people will believe the lie for some of y'all. Some of y'all people will believe the propaganda. Some of you, they will go against you, right? They will not use their discernment. Some of you, they will block certain people's their intuition. So when they start attacking you, these people will go side with them and abandon you, leave you, reject you, and let you go through all that shit by yourself, right? For some of you, a whole community. But once you stay in your authentic energy, you're exposed to truth and stuff like that, and you're exposed to the abuser, eventually that energy crumbles, right? It dissipates, right? And then the exposure of their envy and jealousy of them is exposed. But by then, for a lot of you, a lot of damage has done, right? A lot of damage has done into yourself. Could be your finances, your reputation, your, feeling some type of way. A lot of you, this is why you're constantly in a healing energy. A lot of us who are the colonizer, we're constantly healing, right? This is intentional as well. But from the Holy Spirit, from God, okay? Because he needs you to be resilient. He needs you to alchemize into me. Learn to master transmutation and alchemy. He wants you to, some of the attack, he will let it happen just slightly so that you can focus on other energies. Maybe you're too focused on one thing. Maybe you need to focus on other energies, right? You have to learn from those experiences. It's different. You're going through spiritual warfare is different for you because you're learning how to protect yourself, how to make better protection energy, how to strategically speak, how to strategically work, change the way that you create content or something, like just shift it a little bit, but it still works for you and your community. It still exposes them. You still surrender and let Father God work for you, right? Your authenticity. This is why I say being authentic and truthful and literally being vulnerable, because this was really hard to do, and I'm sorry it's so long, but it was really difficult. But now I feel a bit better that a lot of you, hopefully this helped you and you learn some stuff. And don't give up, okay? Like, yes, you're gonna have some colonizer landlords that are gonna try to kick you out so that they can have that's what happened before I moved here. And I contested and everything, but this person got away with it. They kicked me out, but they just wanted to increase their rent or have someone who can pay higher rent than me. So that's it. Even though they would tell them, like, I can't find a place to stay, nothing is affordable, they didn't care, right? So a lot of you, that's what happened. A lot of you, you're dealing with landlords like this, especially because the economy and everything, this is affecting them. Even though, like, some of them, like, they don't want to admit, like, they're supporting this genocide and stuff like that, but it is affecting them. This is why a lot of us who are seeing the skyrocket of renting of our apartments, like 2.5, 1.5 apartments, like super expensive, is ridiculous, right? It's because they're struggling too, but they want to live off you. Some of them don't work. You're paying for their house, their mortgage. You wishing to have a home and a mortgage, you're paying somebody else's mortgage. And then the banks makes it super horrendous for you. A lot of you who's struggling to fix your credit and you want to get a good credit, they will do any possible way in the background to fuck you over, right? Credit card situation. A lot of you didn't want to have a credit card, but now you have to have it because you need to fix your credit. And a lot of you now, you're dealing with this. It's okay. Alchemize and transmute the credit energy. Continue paying in whatever way you can, but be aware that banks also attack you financially. When you're being attacked in your home with any infestation, know that you also will be attacked financially in the banks. You need to be aware of that. By the way, banks, most of them are supporting weapons and stuff is going on in Palestine. Do you see how everything is connected? That's what Father God is trying to put all the puzzle pieces for you through me. And other people are going to come in through and tell you the same thing and confirm it to you. In the description below, I'm going to put them there for this video. Okay? This is timeless. But it's also currently happening as the frequency is shifting. Because it is shifting. I'm literally shifting. The timeline I have lived this area, my frequency is changing and I see it. Now my protection needs to be different. I cannot move right now, but I'm going to make the best of it. That's what you got to do. You got to survive, right? Do not let the depression and the suicide spirit come in. That one, they do this after they do the infestation. Okay, they're attacking your mind. They're attacking your mind, your fear, everything. You gotta fight it. I knew that the spirit was coming, the depression, and I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up, bitch. That's how you gotta be with this demon spirit. And how do you do it? It's not just violent. I mean, you can punch a wall or my angels. Your angels, yeah. Let your angels in. I said, Archangel Michael, Gabriel. Yo, I'm feeling some type of way. What's going on? Oh, let me show you. Let me show you. Be joyful when that happened. Your ancestors. So a lot of you, your bracelets start breaking. Your plates start breaking. That's your ancestors and your angels letting you know that any negative energy is rebuked and sent back. Be joyful when that happens. Be joyful when you're being attacked by oppressors, because that means that what's coming next is more. It means that you need to prepare. Your frequency, your energy needs to prepare for what that's coming. A lot of us, we want collective liberation and justice, but we're not ready in the physical sense yet. We're not balanced in the physical to receive this, right? We're not boycotting enough, right? We're not striking enough, right? Yeah. Everyone needs to be in that frequency at the same time in order to change systems. This is why they pay trillions. This is why these billionaires buy the platforms that expose the truth to you. that expose the evidence, that expose their crimes that they're doing. Stealing from you, taking from you, genocide and all kinds of atrocities, and keeping a lot of you silent and comfortable, complicit. That's what white supremacy is. Trying to steal and make it okay and normalize it. Trying to steal people of color energy. Right? Living off of other people. That's what landlords is. Landlords are kind of like that. Not everybody. Some landlords are good. I've met a few. I met one. There's some that are this with disability and they're resistant fighters, and they house people, even those who are homeless and can't afford. So yeah, know that there's good landlords, that they can be good landlords, that they want also equality but they also want equality for themselves. They don't want to be paying fucking humongous mortgages and taxes and stuff like that, right? So those who are awake, they will be with you. They will be part of your energy of equality and justice and bringing a different system, changing the status quo. Okay? Be aware of those. And send them healing too, because they're going to be attacked too by the system, by the matrix, because they're trying to help you. Okay, I hope this has helped. I hope that this has bring you good energy. Turtles will always get slow and steady, wins the race. This is not going to happen like this. A lot of us, we're going to see we're just building, we're listening to God and intuition and hoping, and that's your energy. Hope, empathy, compassion towards others. Don't let the oppressors take that away from you. That's the whole point. Spiritual warfare and all of that is to attack to feeling hopeless, right? But you're hopeful. This is what transmuting, alchemizing the colonization is. It's turning something that they're trying to make it hopeless and hopeful, right? Learn that from Spirit as well. He said that he will do the impossible. You have to believe that. You have to have faith in that. You cannot let colonizers take that away from you. They don't have your energy. They don't have intuition. They lack everything that you have in trillions. A lot of you feel like you don't have enough, or you're not balanced, or you're in the poverty line or stuff like that, and you're paying just to pass by, and you're saving for food, or so a lot of you're struggling a lot. All of that is going to be compensated 100 times more when the system change. This is what we're telling a lot of people who are not doing this work, who should help us to shift the system. Stop collaborating with the fucking enemy. Stop funding and getting money from a system that is rotten to the core. Stop. A lot of these people, they will never experience what we experience. A lot of us, especially with big platforms and stuff like that, if they spoke about this, they're not going to go through what we go through. They're not. They're still going to get monetization from their platform. They're still going to get... But they don't do it because they're selfish and greedy, and they don't really care. Well, that's exactly how Spirit's going to look at you the day of judgment when you're no longer in this realm. So a lot of you're watching a lot of people accumulate negative karma. And a lot of you, they're getting aware of this. They're getting mad and rowdy, and they start attacking you. They start speaking ill about you. They start defamation of character. They start laughing about you or trying to make it funny, like the way how, tarot or protection or spiritual and stuff like that. But never forget, God, Allah, our creator, always has the last laugh. Always. Okay? So when you're going through stuff, know that that's the more intensity where love is being more around you. The protection is more intense. And believe that. Have faith. And see what you can learn through even the darkness, even the shadow, even the atrocity and all that kinds of stuff. Right? A lot of you do not deserve all the abuse and injustices that's happening. It's not. Okay? The enemy is fucking sick and disgusting and vile. You need to understand your enemy. This is where they target your mind. And your sovereign being, your body. They try to violate you. Yeah. So protect yourself. Make sure that you're using the right things, okay? And if you know ahead of time that the enemy is going to attack you and how it's going to attack you, then prevent it. Do stuff to prevent it. Expose it or talk to other people you might kind of sound crazy, but then a couple of days later, sometimes the next day, you're vindicated. Whatever you said that it was the truth is exposed and is the truth. Most of my stuff that I speak here is posted all the time in Telegram, constantly, or my G broadcast, or any other people, another person going through it, all this, yeah. The same thing, like as I'm fumigating and finally get rid of, I was able to sleep last night, and I was able to, now I'm just folding stuff and putting stuff away, whatever remained that, and I'm still putting other stuff to dryers and stuff like that. When I saw that Greta just got out and her testimony of what she went through in the prison of the worst condition, the worst prison ever in Israel that she went through and what she went through, I was like, holy fuck. And it's the same thing. She said that the prison was full of bed bugs. Tell me that's not coincidence. And me talking. And now you're going to know what to do when you're dealing with that. Not only you pray against it, you cleanse yourself, you cleanse your energy, because it is a violence. It's violence. They're doing violence to you. They're attacking you. Right? They're attacking your body. They're trying to siphon your energy, humiliate you for their rituals, whatever it is that they're doing. It doesn't matter. But when you are aware and expose it, or is exposed to you, the spell ritual is broken. Glory be to God. Always glory be to God. And it will always be glory be to him, because he exposed it to you so that you wake up, so that you are aware and you take action. Because when you take action and you defend yourself, protect yourself, others are going to do the same. Do you see what is going on? A lot of you're waiting for God to give you a sign and stuff like that. Like, the whole sign has been like, you have to take accountability. You have to show up. You abused. You were violent. You did that. Own up to it and apologize, right? And stop the same fucking negative shit that you've been doing all along, right? All this of you are going to have people retaliate, and then they're not going to stop because they get away with it, because they have money, they get money out of it, and then not continue going. This is why you have to sanction Israel and USA, take away their veto in the UN, right? This is why Colombia guy, he's on the Nepal and Italy and Spain are on the mark. These are people who are not going to take a no for an answer. We have to stop it. We have to sanction. We have to take all their money, all their power. You have to take it away from them. That power that you're giving, that it doesn't belong to them, that is stolen, that is harnessed from rituals and massacres and genocide, that's what it is. They're trying to normalize genocide by doing it and siphoning and using it in their dark magic, witchcraft, satanic ritual to maintain their wealth that they have right now. This is what oligarchs and billionaires and people who own weapons and fossil fuel corporations are doing. This is what we're exposing in tarot reading and energies with the truth and telegram and facts and telegrams, and you still don't believe it? You're still thinking, really? Okay, then that's on you. Don't complain if you're getting all the shit, right? All those of us, we're going to deal with the fucking shit that we have to deal with because we're exposing the truth and stuff like that. But I'm sorry that it slows us down. I'm sorry that I couldn't expose, but I am exposing as much as I can in Telegram if I'm not able to. Okay? I'm going to expose any other way, and other people in my energy is going to do it too if I'm not around here. Okay? I'm not doing this for asking. I'm doing this because I want my collective liberation for real to be liberated. I want to free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, free all the oppressed. Change the system to a more sustainable. We need sustainability. Socialism. Communism, but not corrupt. Right? Anarchy, if anything. I don't know. But me, I'm all against all the status quo. That's why, they cannot stand me. I don't give a fuck. I can't stand you either, motherfucker. I cannot. Your energy is rotten, vile. And I can't stand it when they get away with stealing my energy. Stealing blood to bed bugs. You must be fucking cockroach. You're a disgusting piece of shit. I hope it was worth it, right? And that too, that's what I'm doing as well. I'm praying that my energy that it was stolen from me without my consent, or my kids' energy, because that too, they were bitten everywhere. I had a whole week that I couldn't be with them. Thank goodness I have good co-parenting energy. Sometimes, right? But we also have to deal with that. right? But also when you get attacked, and it's affect everything in your life. And if you're a single parent, your kids as well. This is why you got to pray. You got to cleanse your kids as well. You got to educate them properly as well. You got to spiritually educate them as well. Decolonize. When you decolonize, yeah, absolutely. But that too, I knew that's energy is to keep me away from my kids, because they cannot live like this. I was barely able to sleep when covering everything, trying that this thing don't bite me and stuff, or and there was little, it wasn't that bad, the infestation, but other neighbors, it was worse. They have to throw out their beds, their couches and stuff. That's money. They have to rebuild and rebuy all of that again if they cannot move out. Do you see how the government also, they're trying to keep this quiet? Oh no, don't talk about that, right? But that is their energy. That's why governments who are not doing the right thing, it spreads into all the land. They corrupt and distort all the land. What do you mean it's not affecting you? It's affecting everyone. This is why we say to stop, because it has to stop. It has to. And it will. Glory be to God. That's all I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Continue cleansing, continue protecting yourself, continue exposing. I love you.
Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. No more murder, no more lies. Free Palestine. Palestina. Palestina.